Okay. All right. When I say hell, you say yeah. Hell.
Yeah.
Hell.
If it was a trap.
Well, I was trying to pump everybody up. Hello and welcome to episode 34 of Nerds and Words. I'll be your host today, Tim Allen 1337. After many technical difficulties and not being able to find where Moreland TV was, we're finally all here together with our special guest this week, Kerr. Welcome back to the podcast.
Yo, thanks for having me.
No problem. And as always, joined with the man who can never see up unless he's looking down, Potion Shop TV.
It is I.
And Moreland TV, the man who would swim in guacamole if it wasn't so expensive.
Oh, that's weirdly accurate.
We've had a lot of stuff going on this week. The transfer, podcasts, and a whole bunch of shit. And fortunately, Potion Shop is organized enough once a week to be able to put it all on a list so we can go through it in a reasonably organized way. But as always, we'll start off with talking about how we were this week. And we'll start off with our special guest, Kerr. Man, how you been?
Yo, I've been good. I had midterms this week, so the transfer kind of hit just right. Like I could focus on shit I need to focus on without feeling like I lost time or wasn't playing BDO. So it worked out pretty good.
That's cool. Have you been playing anything else, or you just been like working on school and studying and shit?
Moreland got me playing a lot of Valheim lately.
Oh,
man.
So good.
Dude. Yo, I saw him doing the whole try to go deathless, and I've been trying to do that the last day and a half, and it hasn't gone as smoothly as he has because he plays smart and slow, like abusing doors and playing smart. Me, I just kind of run in and try to fuck shit up with the club, and it don't work out as well. But yeah, it's
Do you have any
fun.
hard mode going or just the base game?
Just mostly playing the base game right now. Yeah, I haven't even completed the entire story yet. Killing all the bosses and stuff. I've killed the first 3. So.
Oh, okay. And you're trying to go deathless? That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But it's probably been the most fun is watching deathless runs on Valheim. I think it's more entertaining than the original one, even because it's you find a troll and the troll just get one lucky swiping on you, and you're like, oh. But it's been good watching it.
Moreland, how was your week, buddy?
Well, I've been playing Deathless Valheim.
So I've heard.
So we threw a bunch of mods on there. One of them is a hard mode mod that increases the amounts of health and damage the enemies do. So not only are we trying to play the whole game without dying, everything hits me 50% harder. And I'm kind of still tweaking that. I might turn it up a bit. We'll see. But yeah, that's been obviously pretty exciting. It doesn't have quite the same intensity as doing Dark Souls permadeath. Because a lot of the time you're just kind of chilling, building or mining or whatever, and it's not that dangerous. But I'm definitely looking forward to progressing into the later biomes because I think it's going to start to get super fucking sweaty.
Yeah, I bet. You play any BDO, or are you just logging on for the first time now?
I've been playing BDO. I've been going for Penkudum and sunk.
You're still on that?
Yeah, I sunk a lot of money into that. I can't get my Tet Blackstar to sell, so I've been scraping the bottom of my bank trying to get more silver so I can keep enhancing the Kudum. But no one will buy this fucking Warrior Blackstar, dude. It's worthless.
Dude, distos
the 15
are
mil paperweight.
Distos are 315 mil. They sold out last night. There was literally pre-orders on distos last night. It was crazy.
I need to go grind. Yeah, I didn't think the Kudum would be that hard. I figured I would sell the Black Star. I would spend a whole bunch of money, buy memory frags, pump the Kudum, spend 10, 15 bill, whatever, get it over with and move on. But yeah.
Yeah, they're at 330 mil right now.
Whoa.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah,
I might have to pop my backup Kudum out and just go grind with that.
Is that just because everybody's just spending all their money on getting that as their next upgrade? Is that why?
No, it's the crons because they're they're really profitable to enhance with crons if you're using decent stacks, and they gave everybody so many cron stones
and stacks.
Yeah, and the stacks.
So everybody's just trying to make some profit right now, huh?
big events like this, there's always easy ways to make money if you're really paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like GME. Same principle.
The
Yeah, it's because the Tets have been sitting at 20 bill for like the past week.
Wow. I don't know. I'm not really caught up in all of it. Like, what's the how much is the difference between like raw enhancing versus chroning? How much is the profit difference on distortions?
So,
well, chroning them takes a tiny fraction of what it would cost to actually buy another try. So it's significantly more profitable to chron on average.
they have it valued incorrectly. It's like off of some base thing that happened before.
Yeah,
Central Market or
the
something.
chroning is based off of if distos were like 125 mil, but obviously they're not. They're 250 to 300. So yeah, chroning is just even with the downside of chroning, it's still way more efficient than just enhancing additional tries.
Makes sense.
Yeah, like it's so much like worth that even if you were just chroning duos and selling the duos, it's still worth.
Jesus Christ.
It's probably one of the few accessories it's worth chroning at every level. Maybe Turo is the same way, but yeah, it's the price difference is just so vast.
Well, that is a whole nother part of the game I just wasn't even thinking about. You've been doing enhancing for profit like passively, haven't you, Morlo?
Kind of. I was trying to make an extra black star for profit, but I've failed it like 25 times now, so that's not exactly profitable anymore.
You're a third of the way there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get my money back at this point. I am building some pretty juicy stacks, though. I've got 2 stacks that are approaching or passing 200 off of that thing, so that's been nice.
I'm going to go ahead and make a pen crescent right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
This is going to make all the upgrades today. Well, there is so much that has happened in the last week. They just bombarded us with just about everything. We've had tons of different problems and lots of different rewards. I don't really know where to start here. We have a huge list of things we can talk about.
Well, hold on. We haven't talked about what you've been up to this week, Potion.
Oh, I've been up trying to figure out what's been going on. That's what I've been doing the entire week.
I heard you got a sunburn.
Oh yeah. Well, so we had the servers were down for 37 hours. And so while the servers were down, I decided to have a stream with a countdown for the countdown to the end of maintenance. So I had a 37-hour stream for countdown. And while that happened, I ate with my family, which is the first time I've done that, and I don't know when. And and I went to Walmart and Home Depot, and we're going to be building a pot that's going to, at the top of it, the pot's going to hold water. And it's going to have a pump that's going to pump water up to the top. It's going to be a little bird fountain so the birds can drink from there, and they will not drink the water from our tomatoes. So that's the plan of that. So we got all that bought, but I was out in the sun anyway, trying to buy this stuff at Lowe's and Walmart, and I got a minor sunburn on my back for being out in like 20 minutes in the sun or something. So that was my adventure outside of BDO. And as far as BDO goes, I'm just trying to make sense of everything that's been going on this week. There's so much going on that even trying to make it into some basic podcast notes was a task in itself. I spent like 2 hours trying to figure out what in the world has happened.
Did you say you got sunburned just from like going from your car to Lowe's?
Yeah, well, we were in the outside department looking for pots, and so I was outside at Lowe's and at Walmart. Okay. And that time period I was out there was long enough to give me a minor sunburn, like on my neck.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, I got all the vitamin D I needed for like the rest of the month easily. It's a crazy place outside. I understand. Everybody says that they had this cabin fever with COVID-19 and everything, and I don't understand how they live outside in that world. This is crazy out there. I mean, 20 minutes in sunburn. I can't imagine if I spent out an hour out there. I think I just.
Yeah, you got to get some sunscreen, dude. You're gonna be outside for long extended periods, like 20 minutes. You got to put some sunscreen.
You got to like open your blinds every now and then. Let the sun pepper you a little bit before you go straight outside. You know.
Oh, it's like a warm up round, yeah. I get that. I gotta talk in like BDO terms, you know, so I can understand it.
So I had a really productive week. I went for Tet Crescent. It didn't go through. I was hoping I could get a pin, but I also one tapped try Dead God, so that was cool. I've actually been really sick all week. I had severe bronchitis with no COVID, and so this is the first time I've been able to play the game. And I just burnt through a bunch of money and was trying to get quick enhancement.
How do you catch bronchitis? Where do you get that from?
A runny nose from a 4-year-old.
Sounds about right.
Huh.
So if I get a cold, if I just get like a runny nose, like I had a post-nasal drip on Friday, it goes into my lungs, which are asthmatic, and then it just like they tense up and it just turns into bronchitis. And I have to get steroids and antibiotics. It's never viral, which is really difficult to explain to doctors because like the first lesson that they learn about bronchitis is it's almost always viral. But I get it for different reasons.
Yeah, just because
So
of how you're building everything.
I just did telehealth because I'm not going to a doc. I know I didn't have COVID. So I called the phone number through my insurance company. I talked to a nice doctor in Alabama, and she gave me all the medicine that I needed, and I didn't have to go to a doctor's office to get COVID.
Yeah, I saw you did that. Like, how's that process work? Like, how do they know you're not faking? You just like literally Zoom or like Skype with a doctor, and they kind of like assess you, like check you out or something?
It was actually just a phone call. So you don't have to, you can do video if you want. I'm sure if I was asking for coding or something, they probably would have, but I did it through my insurance company. And so they had all my information. They gave me somebody that was like in my network or whatever. And so I was just like, hey, I got a post-nasal drip. I normally take clithromycin. And she's like, well, this one's better, you know, if you're used to taking that. And then I'll give you a steroid too. I'm like, okay, thanks. I'm not going to get high off steroids and clithromycin, you know?
Yeah.
So
Not with that attitude.
I've actually had a bunch of trouble sleeping. Coding thing would have been great, but I felt like I was pushing my luck. But I do kind of want to raise awareness about that. If you guys are sick and you're fairly certain you don't have COVID, or maybe if you do, look up telehealth through your insurance company. Make sure it's a legit thing, so you don't risk getting other people sick or catching something worse by going to a doctor or hospital, because it's fucking amazing. And then I went through a drive-through to pick up my prescriptions, and 2 days later, I'm like 90% better. So, yeah, it's good to be back on BDO. You know, I'm still trying to figure out what happened with my partner application, but we'll get to the bottom of that.
No
soon.
response?
No response.
Ooh.
I sent Delphine a direct message about 30 minutes ago. We'll see. I'd like a very direct message, so we'll see how that goes.
Call him Delphine.
How is it
Delphi?
pronounced?
I don't know.
Is it Delphi?
Delphi.
Delphi?
Yeah, Delphine is your OnlyFans subscription. You're getting those two things confused.
Excuse him. Yeah.
Maybe it was.
It's
maybe it was
easy to
wishful
do.
thinking.
That was a
Yeah,
good
it
one,
happens
dude.
to all of us.
So I've just been like sick playing Star Wars Galaxies. I'm still really enjoying that. I've actually been watching a lot of Escape from Tarkov. I've got a wild hair about trying to play that instead of like sweaty Apex. Just sit in some bushes and kill people and steal their gear. Sounds
Sounds
really
pretty
fun.
good. That sounds
It
better
does.
than Apex.
It does. It really does. And I've been practicing HOTS a little bit. I don't.
Hey, so when is this money match going on? You and your friends versus Moro and his chat? Like,
We can do it tomorrow night if you want. My friend, one of my friends, is getting in from a vacation late, so he hasn't played like all week. So we can either do it next week or we can do it tomorrow night. Whatever you want to do.
You're going to have to watch this. I need to I'm going to
We'll
watch
probably
it.
do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk to the guys.
Okay. So it'll be a little bit later. So if your European ringers can stay up late, you know, I don't know if he'll be home
Mostly
before
just
like
super. I don't think he sleeps.
9 Eastern or something. Okay. So yeah, I think the boys would be down for it. I think we wanted a little bit more practice, but I don't think we need it.
dude, I am such an instigator for content, though.
What does that mean?
Like, I'm not gonna let this die until it happens because I got to see it.
No, we're gonna do it. Did we tell people that we're putting money on the games?
$4.20 per game.
Okay. Did you return your terrible video card?
No,
All right. So
not yet.
how many
Probably will.
how many games can you afford?
At least 1.5.
Okay. Well, like double or nothing if you.
Yeah, we'll just keep doing double or nothing every single time for like 8 games in a row until one of your guys' like internet crashes.
But I can't wait to pay you your winnings in $2 donations on your stream with text to speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you win, you're not going to win.
I've got a skip button. It's okay. I use it on utters all the time.
True, dude.
You gotta have one of those. Once he comes in, you get that button set up quick.
Excuse me, sorry. So yeah, that was my week. Glad to be feeling a little bit better here. So if we want to jump into what the fuck has been going on with this game and all this shit, that would be wonderful, Potion. Thank you.
Well, let's start off with less controversial things like the loyalty rework. I mean, it starts March 3rd. They are basically giving us 200 loyalties per day is what they're going to be doing, but they're also doubling all the existing item prices in the store, and then they're adding some new items and they're removing some old items. So there's some good and there's some bad there. I think ultimately the core problem with it is that a lot of people already have like 100 days worth of loyalties, and if they're going to lose out on those loyalties, right? That's sort of an issue. Because like let's say you have 100 days of loyalties, now you're going to be able to buy 50 days worth of loyalties after the update, and that's sort of like the downside of it. But the some things they're adding is pretty nice.
I have right now 148 unclaimed days of loyalty in my challenge tab. If I wait till after the patch, do you think those will convert to 200 instead of 100?
They haven't mentioned it. I did ask Pearl Biss if they were aware of how mad this is going to make people, and if they were going to have a potential solution for this, and they haven't responded with anything yet. They forwarded it on to the higher ups. So I don't know. I think we wait until the last minute.
That's literally the intention. Why would they care if people are mad? The whole point of doubling the cost and doubling the income is that you nerf stockpiles. That's like literally the only reason they would do it. So of course they know that people aren't going to like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying because I had 20 something thousand loyalty, and I was like, okay, well, we're gonna lose it, so I got to start spending it. So I spent 10K earlier on like the Nadir band shit. So now I gotta like find something else to spend on.
Yeah, I'm thinking about spending all mine too. It is a bit weird. You either spend it now or you like spend it at 50% efficiency next week, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, I think like the only thing that
buy after the rework is way better. Like there's almost nothing that's worthwhile in the current loyalty shop. It's like wait, the Nader's bands, Valks once a week. That's kind of it. There's not really much going on here.
Like the weight is not changing, so that's one nice thing. Like the way I read it, the weight is staying the same currently is. So like you could,
what about family weight? I was thinking about buying some family weight.
Not this again.
I can only buy it once. It's 5K. I'm just gonna buy it. I bought it.
Every time you talk about family weight, your voice gets like kind of sensual. It's a little weird. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. I like for my family to be strong,
The family inventory weight isn't changing either, apparently, though.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that aren't changed. It's not like a double across the board. Some of them are like 1.5, but yeah, it's either way, it's still a loss.
Most things are doubling. There's a handful of things that aren't, I guess. The main thing that's new on here is that they're adding fail stacks, so you can get for a 120 days of loyalty, 200 loyalty a day, you can get a Sunny fail stack. Once that's three Sunny fail stacks a year. So
Cool.
what are you most excited for on these new items? Is it the Kaposha accessories, the tier 9 materials? What is it?
Anyone who's excited for Kaposha accessories needs to rethink what's happening. That please don't spend your loyalty on Kaposha accessories.
Dude, I was hoping that like we would have what happened with Korea, where like they gave 1 cron for loyalty, like they did when they got rid of that and replaced it with mileage shop. But I mean, obviously that's too broken and they wouldn't do it. But I don't know. I was kind of hoping they would do it.
I'd get 40,000 cron stones. That'd be pog.
Oh, did they add the gem extraction? They did. The crystal extraction tool, 1,000 loyalties.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there. I mean, it's a good rework. I don't know if it's like the end of the world that they're nerfing people. At least they didn't say we're on a new loyalty system now and your old points don't count at all, right? Like being able to spend half of them, I think is pretty good. I'm not that mad, and I have a lot of loyalty stockpiled.
Yeah, I think that they're giving us a week on it to spend it is what really kind of gave them a buffer for that, right? Because if they hadn't given us that week, then everybody would have been like, what? But I think that week gives them some like a reason, like you can spend it. You could have spent it, right?
I have really good news.
Oh yeah,
My crown's transferred over.
ooh,
You were so worried about that.
No, you wanted them to not transfer over. That's what it was.
There's
I was
no way they
worried
weren't going to
about
transfer. Why did you think they weren't going to transfer over?
I don't know, expired items like transferring over. I could see it, a universe where
they have.
Yeah, I have an expired Blackstone from like 2016, and that's still around too. So I guess we both won.
I have
I still have my Blackstones too.
I have a collection of pure magic Blackstones. I think I have like 8 of them or something like that. I need to collect them all up and put them into a wagon.
If they're expired, I don't think you can move them into a wagon. I think they're locked on whatever character they expired on.
I know you can't put them into a bank. I know that. I think you can put them into a wagon. I don't think you can put them into the tent.
Interesting.
Yeah, I there's some way you can move them around a little bit. I forgot what it is. I think you can put them in a wagon, but not in a storage. Anyway, I've been trying to collect them just so that they're kind of proof that I grinded a lot. But I don't ever get them in Sakurai or anything. I only get them in Valencia. Is that how it's supposed to work? You're only supposed to get them in Valencia?
I got like 4 of them from Ackman, and I haven't gotten one ever since. Granted, that's kind of like anecdotal because they're so rare, but yeah.
That's kind of true though. I feel like I got all mine from pirates.
Yeah.
Do you think they forgot to add them to some of the later loot tables?
Because they're supposed to be in everything, is my understanding. Like a pure forest breath. Like some places, obviously, Silva is better for pure forest breath, but you can still get them at Sawson's.
I got 1 at Star's End and 2 in Histria.
Okay. So again, it seems like they're. I guess it does prove you can get them outside though if you got 1 at Star's End.
But I guess it could also be like density things, right? Because like if all things have the same drop rate, then like the earlier spots having higher density would mean we have higher chance to get it, right? Like more swings at it, maybe.
No, true.
Because like Sakurai isn't the most dense, right?
Yeah, it's not. But Ackman,
Yeah, the density
Ackman
thing would
isn't-
explain why I got so many from pirates.
True.
Ackman isn't necessarily known for having like crazy density like pirates, though.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know what it could be.
I don't know. Anyway, that's one of the things that they did this week. The other thing that I mentioned in the same patch is the value pack is now getting 1 loot scroll per day, and the EXP for combat, skill, life, and mount EXP is being changed from 10 to 30, which is a pretty big deal for life skilling, and it's a very big deal. You get 365 loot scrolls a year as long as you have value pack. That's actually really very, very, very nice, and a good deal too.
Yeah, I might have to start using yellow scrolls. I think I'm gonna have too many after this. But we've been complaining about this for so long too. It's interesting that they waited for the transfer to actually
Dude,
put it
we've been
through.
waiting for 3 years, literally.
Yeah. People have been waiting for this for a long time for sure.
Yeah, I'm actually the loot scroll thing, we're getting so many from everything right now that I'm kind of wondering, like, I have to grind a lot to keep up with it, which I think is probably a good problem to have, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm
Didn't
kind
they
of
give away also like another 20 from the coupon codes today? Like the codes?
Yeah, you got roughly another 20 from coupon codes and stuff. They got a whole bunch of stuff from coupon codes. Like one of them was, I think we got a total of 350 cronstones now. We've gotten, I don't know, 4 or 5 fell stacks of different varieties of sizes. Got a bunch of different stuff from codes.
Oh, I should do that. Does putting a code on like dox you or anything?
I don't think so, but don't quote
Put it
me
in the
on
main
it.
game. No, it doesn't show anything. If you just go to the code menu and pull it up and put it in. I just did that a few minutes ago.
Okay, good.
And
Ooh,
then,
sorry, I had a coughing attack. My bad.
no, you're good. You're good. Anyway, I think the value pack thing is like we've been asking that for such a long time. It's a huge quality of life on it. This is where I think we kind of get into some of the meat potatoes, though. Like they said that one of their goals for the new servers was network improvements, and oh boy, has that been a mess. How's your guys' experience been so far with the new servers?
Black Spirit Adventure is literally instant now. That's like
Ooh.
the first thing that I noticed. Like when you collect your
Really?
dice and throw your dice, it's basically instant, like no delay.
Whoa, it's so improved.
Bro, I told you, it's literally instant.
It is actually a lot faster.
Oh shit, I'm on the special board. I shouldn't have just slammed the button. I should have. Okay.
Like that's
Damn
just a
it.
little thing, but like, and then I also did a little bit of AFK cooking earlier, and I was trying to see if I could feel like less delay, but I don't know. It kind of felt about the same when cooking.
Oh, you gotta time it, dude.
I've heard a lot of people say that they feel that the networks on the servers is much more responsive than it was before, both in PvP and in like just generic.
I've actually
gameplay.
heard people say the same thing. Would it be crazy if we could play this game without using VPNs?
I mean, what if it's just like, what's that called? When placebo effect, though,
Well, that's why you can test it with cooking. We have to do a cook time, do a full cooking tool, time it, and see how many minutes it takes.
And we know what it used to be.
Do we?
So,
Yeah.
Hey,
have
can
the
you
data.
not? Can any of you confirm if let's say people that live in Australia that were like locked out, do they still have to use a VPN on the new service, or is that still in place?
it probably depends on the internet provider.
What was the question?
So like, you know how people that play from like Australia or like different countries that are like region locked from NA service, do they still have to use a VPN, or can they
I don't
just
think
log in?
Australia is region locked, but yeah, if you're playing from, oh, that's a good question because since there shouldn't be licensing issues anymore, so if you tried to play from like South America or something, maybe they don't care now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I wonder. I know they used to block people based on their ISPs.
Well, they blocked it before because it was a contractual thing. Like Kakao only had the rights to service North America and Europe. So if you tried to play from Brazil or something, like they literally didn't have the right to have Brazilian players. That wasn't in their contract. So
Yeah.
but now if Prolibis owns everything, maybe they don't care. Who's still not owned? Is
South America?
They're
Yeah,
still
it's
the
still
region.
Red Fox.
Okay, then yeah, you probably still have to use a VPN. From
Boy, I
there,
wonder
but
what those
other
guys
regions-
are thinking.
Yeah, they're just running the clock, dude.
Well, I mean, I guess it still wouldn't matter, right? Because Pro doesn't care if you play on South America and you decide you want to play on NA instead. I don't see any reason why they would. It would be a reason for South America servers to block other people, but it wouldn't be a reason for Pro Abyss to block South American people. That makes sense, I guess. So I don't know.
True. Yeah. It would be the publisher of South America who would have to block people, not Pearl Abyss blocking South American players. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious how that rolls out. We'll have to maybe check back on follow that up next week a little bit more. The one other thing for network things, I think the the network itself, once you're in the game, works really well. But man, we've had so many login issues for the first day. I want to say it was first 4 hours, almost nobody got into the game at all, and that was a huge issue. Why you guys? I don't know if you guys tried logging in yesterday or not, but it was a mess for the first several hours.
That's not that bad. You guys ever seen a new MMO before? A few hours of jerkiness isn't that bad. Give them a break.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think this is like hundreds of thousands of people, right? I don't think this was anything more.
There's tens of thousands.
It's
I don't
more
know.
than they normally have to service.
I've literally never seen a transfer of service or MMO launch go perfectly. So I think it was okay. Like, obviously it was kind of annoying not being able to get in for a couple extra hours, but I mean, I didn't too much mind because like I already went 36 hours without it. Like, what's another 4 hours, right?
If you like took off work or something so you could be the first person to log in and you expected to get in straight away, then I mean, you're just a victim of your own ignorance. I think only 4 hours of it being difficult to get in with no extended maintenance scores a 10 out of 10 launch for me, quite frankly.
Yeah, I was expecting the 36-hour mark to come around and for them to say like, please hold. We need another 36 hours.
Yeah, you're being way too hard on them, dude. Like,
And then like we also had when Russia, like they took over Russia and the old publisher held their like information hostage for a month. Like, that was a shit show. So I don't think
that was good drama though, dude.
we have one rule on this podcast, and it's not to bring that country up.
Oh, my bad, dude.
Wow, rude.
Like, please.
I'm not sure who's rude in this case.
Now they're listening. Now they're listening.
Anyway, I mean, for 4 hours, I think it was very frustrating. The solution that they ended up having was they did some back end stuff. It seemed to be more of a problem in NA. About 4 hours in, about 70% of people were just taking a poll from my chat. About 70% of people on EU were in, and 30% could not get in. And on NA, it was basically the opposite. About 30% could get in, and the 70% could not get in on NA. So it seemed to be primarily an NA issue, which I think may be just because of the how weird our server configuration and our network is in America itself. That could have something to do with that, right? Because our internet is not really good in a lot of places.
Well, the silver lining is if you got into the game straight away, you would have 1,000 less viewers in your stream.
I don't know if that's true, but maybe I'll be thankful for the streamer side of it. I'm just more thinking about like how do you guys feel about it for like the generic standpoint, right? Because I think everybody has a variety of different opinions on the topic. Some people care more, some people care less, right?
I think it's utterly fine. It's not even like this was people are acting like this was the Burning Crusade launch or something. Like, it's a regular fucking day of BDO. You had to wait a bit longer to get in than, like, they said 36 hours and it ended up being 40. Like, bro, go have a fucking snack. Like, I don't think it's not that big of a deal.
And like a lot of people that were like about like, let me in, they probably just like AFK next to a storage vendor, like storage keeper anyway. So it's kind of whatever, right?
Yeah, it's not like we got some new content. Like, the only thing I was excited about was one-tapping my Try Dead God. Like, I knew I was going to do that, so I was excited to log in. But outside of that, like, I knew it was going to be there, so just wait for it, you know?
A guaranteed chance, yeah.
I didn't have any no one in my heart.
All the odds got reset, you know. All the cups are full.
The one thing that was kind of like fucked though with this transfer is that a lot of people lost weight and weight and character slots and stuff and inventory slots that they bought with loyalty. And it wasn't everybody, but it's been a couple people. Because like I know on mine, I lost a character slot and weight that I bought on my alt, and like 3 inventory slots.
Yeah, I'm missing that too.
And like they made a website post saying that they're aware of it and they're working on a fix.
Oh, I thought they fixed it with the maintenance last night.
Yeah, they took down half the servers. I mean, took down the other half of servers. Apparently, it has something to do with the game not registering your inventory properly, obviously. And so somebody in my chat fixed it by just popping a value pack when it didn't have one active, and then the game was forced to recalculate everything. And when it did that, it worked properly. They gained back all their missing inventory space and all their missing LT and everything. And that maintenance last night basically fixed that for the most part. I was missing 50 LT on all my characters. Every single character is missing 50 LT. And the maintenance last night fixed that for me, so I'm not missing any LT anymore.
I wouldn't even know if I was missing 50 LT. I would notice if I was missing 500, but I wouldn't notice 50.
I had to go back and check the VOD, and I was like, I didn't know, and so I checked the VOD, and it's like, oh, I actually am missing 50, and so that's how I knew about it.
I gotta tell you, I'm pretty rough on these guys a lot of times. 10 out of 10 on this transfer, maybe even 11 out of 10. Like, all of my expectations, like, I thought something was going to go wrong. Missing a character slot or some inventory space for a day or two. Everybody's items and mailbox and everything got transferred through. The maintenance basically was only extended by 4 hours. Mm-hmm. Stuff works better than when it was on Kakao servers. At least if it's just the dice, or it feels better for now. All that shit, I'm happy. And
the partner streams they did every couple of hours to kind of break it up and give people like free loot scrolls. Yeah. Like, that was pretty good. I like that. That was a good touch.
And what did I say last week? I have to bring this up, Potion. The moment the game goes live, drops are going to be active. I told you to get your sleepies, and you're on the back end of it, man.
Oh, I wasn't on the back end of it. They delayed drops. All right. I streamed for 37 hours, Tim. I woke up 8 hours early, Tim. I streamed the entire thing, and then they delayed it, and I asked, hey, when is it going to come back? And they're like, we'll let you know. And then I went to bed, and then they turned on it right when I went to bed.
Why would you go to bed?
I was up for like 20 fucking hours.
I can't express to you how disappointed I am, sir.
Hello, mommy and daddy are fighting.
You left your stream on for 36 hours when the game was down. Just leave your fucking stream on. Sleep on stream.
No, you can't do that.
Oh, with the BDO. Oh,
yeah, with the BDO stuff you can't. Anyway, it's all fine. My day was not completely ruined.
Here's a big surprise. Oasis is still in the game. I'm pretty surprised about that.
I'm not.
Get rid of that shit, bro. It's been too long.
Yeah, get it the fuck out of here.
I agree. Get rid of it.
Keep the compass.
That would be that would be a positive update to remove Oasis from the game now. I would applaud that.
Hey, BDO partners,
make it happen.
Yeah. Go on strike.
Yeah, the maintenance though did fix the inventory space in LT. For most people, if you have any remaining problems on that, it's just put in a ticket. I've had a few more game crashes. I've been crashing maybe I've been crashing the Pearl Shop quite regularly, actually. I haven't had any crashes outside of the Pearl Shop, so I'm not really sure what that is about.
Oh, that's not good.
No,
people haven't been able to buy shit for weeks. They're freaking out, dude. Give them a little grace on that. They're probably over fucking loaded. Seriously. Like, World Chat all last week was, I can't buy pearls. We can't buy pearls. Like, they were all addicts, and it was just like their dealer was just out of age, man. Like, I don't know.
How many millions of dollars did they lose in that 1 week that you couldn't buy pearls?
I think they probably made up plus some with this week,
for
sure.
They're making it up, bro. Costumes are literally dinging in like 5 minutes on NA right now.
It's kind of brilliant, actually, to have a gap of a couple weeks like that, because it really does make people just go insane when they buy it again. And now all their revenue is going to be super like boosted when it comes time to like, report their earnings.
Yo, and then next week we're getting Hadoom server, so they'll probably get an influx of players coming back to the game.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Let's talk about the Pearl thing, and then we talk about the Hadoom. So for good Pearl deals, for anybody who doesn't know, they have something for 55 pearls. You can buy 5 loot scrolls, 5 memory fragments, 5 artist memories, and 5 something else. Crown stones.
What?
That's for 55 pearls, and it resets every day. And if you get all of them, it's something like 60 loot scrolls or 55 loot scrolls, something like that. It's a lot.
Where is it? I might have already bought it.
It's just in a regular deal thing. I don't know. In the
deal week.
Hot
or new?
but that's a really good deal. Also, you can buy 5 classic pets for 50% off. You can buy 5 premium pets for 50% off, and you can buy 5 premium pets for 50% off. So that is a extremely good pet deal, especially the classic pets. That's almost the cheapest I've ever seen pets in BDO.
I would like to exchange some of my free pets for like 200 pearls. I have so many extra pets. I don't know what to do with them. I don't even need to re-roll my pets anymore. I just have like 8 perfect pets. 10 perfect pets.
I'm thinking about getting some polar bears for some ways. What I'm thinking about getting. I think polar bears would be nice.
Dude, I'm surprised you didn't get those like crazy dragons, right? Since you like always push levels.
I do have 2 of them, but I didn't want to spend more money.
He's done pushing levels. That's old potion shop.
Yeah, now I'm pushing Nova and Lawn to 63, so I'm not satisfied. Another thing in the Pearl Shop, last mention is 100 loyalties. You can buy 1 loot scroll, a 10 fell stack, and some other piddly stuff. But the main thing is 100 loyalties for a loot scroll. So that's worth it, at least for me. And then this is the other thing that you were saying, Kerr, is the Hadoom update. How did we figure out this, Kerr? Do we know how we figured this out?
As far as I know, it was revealed on the SCA website. And so, you know how it is when like SCA puts something up first and the NA EU player base is like, whoa, how are they getting this before us? So I think
Potion Shop's leaking the partner Discord again, isn't he? That's what it is.
That's why I'm not saying that. That's why I'm not signing their NDA with the current things they have on, because somebody's going to frame me again and I'm going to get sued by Pearl Abyss. Bro, I'm honestly afraid of that. That's what happened in the Cacao thing, is I got framed for leaking information, and then I had to prove to Pearl Abyss that I didn't leak information. And how am I supposed to prove something I didn't do?
Wait, this sounds like an amazing story. How did this happen?
You literally had to prove it? Really?
Yeah, I got.
Was it the blue accessory thing?
Yep.
Dude, I had people messaging me asking me like if like we had insight, or if like you were leaking, like if you were told ahead of time. I was like, bro, listen, I don't know.
Jackie Felix put that in every fucking Siege Discord out there. Every single one. Tim Allen at Potion Shop leaked all this. Nobody ever reached out to me about transfers.
Oh, so if Pearl Abyss sues you, you can sue Jackie for slander.
Yeah, libel, I believe, is the word this community loves to use.
So anyway, I don't know who originally started. All I know is I got messaged by a GM from Cacao Games, and they were like, "Hey, we need to know what happened here. Like, what's your side of the story on this?" And this is what people were saying. And so,
wait! Cacao Games messaged you to ask you if you leak something from the partner Discord that is, they have said over and over again, is public information once it gets into the Discord.
Well, the thing was that they never told anybody, right? They never told anybody. It was not in the partner Discord, and and so they want to know how, if I did leak it, how I got the information, or did I leak it? They want to know my side of the story. Well, I had to do their job for them.
Did you tell them to eat a dick?
You should have said it was all Tim's idea.
I was very, very upset about this because the one that they would accuse me of this is hurts my integrity, and on top of that,
which GM was it?
The fact that I'm not going to say names or anything, that's not my place.
What?
The thing is that like they're, by asking me, they are basically saying that it is possible that I could have done something like this. So anyway, I was very offended by this, and so what I did is I researched everything on it. It turns out what they did is Pearl Abyss always puts their patch notes up and their events before our servers go down. And so there's like a 4-hour window before our servers go down where you can look at the Korean events that we're going to get the next day probably. And one of them was a blue accessory event. And so they looked there. There was about 4 hours. They told everybody else about it, inside their guilds, and people bought it because there was a 4-hour window there. And I explained to them like this. You can see the post from their time. It has a timestamp on it where they posted it. And bro, and then they argued with me about it. Like, I don't know. It's my job to know this fucking shit. And then they argued with me that I didn't know what I was talking about. And that's not the real time it was posted. I was about to lose my mind. Bro,
I've never heard you so passionate about something. Jesus.
And so
you should have made a way bigger deal about this when Cacao was still in charge. This is a scandal.
Well, I don't want one individual's actions to represent the company. And I think there's a lot of people who work really hard at Kakao, and they did a good job. Not everybody, but there's people who did that, and I didn't want the company's reputation to be hurt because of one person doing a bad job.
Yeah, Emory did a bad job. We know it was him. He's the only person who would ever say stuff that
I'll
fucking
say this,
stupid.
not him. But that I'm not going to say who.
Oh, okay. Well, Brotaz strikes again. All right, we can move on.
So anyway, anyway, it's a pain, but and that's why I'm like I don't want.
He was demoted to a community manager. Did you guys know that?
That's why I don't want to mess with like the NDA or anything like that right now, because it puts me at a extremely high risk for the NDA.
It does not. You're way overthinking.
I think
you were never at any risk. When that GM messaged you, you should have told him to swallow a nut, and then you should have blocked him and moved on with your life. You were never at any risk. You're fine, homie.
No,
like,
I'm not at
don't
risk.
let him get into your head
I'm
like
not
that.
at risk from that. But the NDA, there's a portion in the NDA that says you have if anything gets leaked from confidential information, then you have unlimited liability. Unlimited is what it's not to say unlimited liability, but their wording was it would do irreparable damage to the Probus brand, aka you can get sued for as much as they think it's worth.
Potion, they'd have to prove that you leaked it, homie. In court. In
onus
court
is
with
on
court
them
stuff.
to prove. Yeah,
and they have to prove the amount of damages.
It's not
like you don't have to prove that you.
I understand that, but you have to understand that I'm not in a position where I can even pay a lawyer to go to court. So like the threat of going to court in the first place is enough of a threat to make me worried, and so that's why I don't like the current thing.
Dude,
and
it is nearly impossible for like actual people with millions of dollars worth of lawyers to prove any kind of damage when it comes to this stuff on any topic ever. Like you're fine, homie. You're way overthinking it.
Anyway, I will keep my opinions to myself. That's my opinion on it, all right? You guys are welcome to your own opinions. That's why I am concerned with the current partner program and why I want to talk to them about it, right? And we do want to be a Probus partner, and I think they've been doing a phenomenal job so far. To be clear, what I was talking about was a case I had with Kakao Games, not Probus. And anyway, it was a big deal for me. I don't know how in the world we got on this conversation topic. Oh yeah, the leaking of the Hudum information. That's somehow that turned into this conversation.
Yeah, why'd you do it, dude?
Yeah, so I guess the TLDR of this is that SCA put on their Facebook an image of Elvia update coming March 3rd, 2021, Unforgiving Monster Zones. And it had a picture from Hudum, which is the Orc Zone, which is a 280 AP grind spot in a new zone. And it's interesting that it's going to be coming out March 3rd because we haven't really had a hint of that yet. And if this is coming out March 3rd, that means we're getting a really sizable content update potentially next week.
You know, I'm looking at SEA's website right now, and I don't see any of this. I don't think your timeline's matching up, man. Where'd you get this information?
I saw a post.
All right, I'm done. I promise. I'm getting glared at. I'm sorry.
Dude.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Dude, Potion gonna fuck you up, Tim, bro. Stay in line.
That's a fucking glare right there, man. Jesus.
What do you guys think about the update? Do you think we're actually going to get it, or do you think this is like a oops?
No, we're super tied to SEA. I think,
bro, if they give it to SEA, there'd be so like, because remember last year's anniversary where SEA got like some shit first before we did, and it was our anniversary. It wasn't even theirs, and they like lost their shit. Like, I don't think they would.
The only thing they've ever been ahead of us on that we didn't get immediately, like hours after, is the Kron thing. So everything else lines up. I wouldn't, I'd say there's a 95 to 99% chance.
Yeah, besides, we know the pattern from Korea too. Like if Korea gets an update, we'll get that same update either 2 weeks later or 2 years later. There's never any like,
True.
So we knew it was about to drop.
I'm sorry, Potion.
Yeah, you're fine. The one thing I think is interesting about this is we're kind of going all over the place to the notes, but that's fine. The Global Lab this week updated with 2 new items for Elvia or Hudum. One of them, you can basically craft a new crystal, and you can add it to your rings, and it adds 125 HP per ring. And it does work with the old HP rings was it Eye of the Ruins ring? So you could have potentially like 250 HP on a ring, a single ring. So that's 500 HP you could have if you have 2 of those. That seems like a really strong potential there. And then they added another crystal, which is 3% crit damage. So I think that between both of those, I think that adds the value that the Hoodooom has now is going to be extremely interesting because it's going to allow for different diverse builds to come into play.
If you guys have a choice between 150 health and 3 crit damage, is there any circumstance ever where you actually choose the health?
No.
I think for now, everywhere I currently grind, I think I would choose the crit. But the thing is, with Crypt of the Resting Thoughts, and I know how hard these Elvia grind spots are, or Hoodooom, I think the HP might come into play for people who are a little less geared.
I think there's no way you don't pick that HP on a class like Tamer, because you got to think the way HP scales, right? HP means more the higher HP. So if you're a Guardian that has 6k HP, then an extra 300 doesn't mean anything. But if you're a Tamer that has 3k HP, then that's literally like a 15%. Like if you gain 350 HP, right?
But damage.
Damage is nice, but like everybody's already getting one comboed. So what do you care more about? Do you care about one comboing somebody by one comboing them 3% crit damage faster?
Bro, 3% crit damage, especially since things scale additively. Like, I don't know.
I think there's a debate to
If
be had
everyone's
there.
getting one combo, then HP doesn't matter either.
I'm kind of with Kerr on this one, or Potion, where it's not effective health isn't necessarily like a flat thing when it comes to HP. It's at some points, if you have enough defense, adding more HP to your pool, even if you have 6,000, can be a huge effective health increase, especially if you have an infinite pot and all these other things. So it's a bigger math formula than just like percentage increase. Mm-hmm. So I think it helps with the idea of, if you are an idiot that just goes in first and die on my ping like I am, I think it's an interesting trade-off, a couple of crit versus, a sizable amount of HP, quite frankly.
Yeah, I think it comes down to like how they design new grind spot. For PvE, I think currently, without a doubt, it's the crit. But for PvP, I mean, everybody just wants to be tankier and everything. If you can still one combo somebody, I think for PvP, there's a very strong debate. And it just depends on what your gear is and who you're trying to fight, your situation you're trying to get in. For me, like there's lots of times I'm at 372 DP right now. And there's lots of times where I'm just barely standing up and I can almost do my ability to get out of the way, and then they get me, And if I had another 200 HP, that would be it, So,
do we have to do something to enable drops?
You have to relink your Twitch account to your Pearl Abyss account.
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't do that.
Yeah. My account, my Twitch channel has drops enabled, by the way.
Yeah, go watch Tim instead. Wait, so how do I do this via Twitch or do I do this via Pearl Abyss?
Pearl Abyss.
Okay.
It's just like on the main landing page below where it says like connect with Google and stuff. There's like other services and a little Twitch thing.
Hey, when are we gonna do Altar of Blood, by the way? For the event, the reset rewards?
Oh, yeah, the new Altar of Blood gives crazy rewards. What is it? You get something like 30, 40, 50, 60 Caphras from different bosses?
It's like 100 or so Caphras total, plus some stacks and some other shit.
Well, it's a 3-person thing, right?
Yeah, it's you have 3 people in there, and it goes to 10 waves. The 10th wave isn't rewarding, though, isn't it? It's not really that rewarding.
Yeah, the 10th is one of the worst because it's just like a 100 mil gold bar and then something else.
But that's on top of the regular loot too, right? Because it's just a quest you do to get the bonus loot.
Yeah, it's on top of the regular loot.
You have all the codes on your stream, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I need to steal your command.
Go right ahead. I
wasn't asking for permission.
They also one of the rewards you can get, and I was going to ask you guys about this. When you do Altar Blood, there's like a special Altar Blood token you can get to do like a hard version of Altar Blood that gives you different rewards or better rewards, something. Do you guys know how that works?
It's the old Kron Stone one where you can get like 300 Kron Stones from killing the mobs. You know, like everybody can get 300 Kron Stones if they take one side.
Well, that sounds pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's like an extra 200 to 300 Kron Stones depending on how many mobs you kill per person. It's pretty good.
I have never.
Yeah, I'll do it again for those. It's not a bad time, doing that. But the problem is that the rewards were dog shit. So I think resetting it every once in a while. It's not like game breaking rewards, some Caphras and some Kron Stones and an RNG box or two. I think resetting that every once in a while might be how often do you really want to do that? Maybe once every couple months. All right,
Bro, I just think content like that should be like 100 mil an hour baseline, if not more. And like stuff like that and RBF and stuff, like it's kind of crazy that they try so hard to keep it not good.
They did that with what was it called? The Savage Rift. They made that like 80, 90 mil when making 150 to 175 was like the higher end. But it was just such like drivel content that like some low end people did it for a while, and it was like kind of viable, but it was like a weird way to level into the game. So I remember that kind of being a thing. I don't disagree with you. I think this game could throw 100 mil an hour baseline at like RBF or anything else, and it wouldn't really be game breaking. It'd make it more interesting.
Shadow Arena.
I think the only concern I would have is that new players would basically would almost be forced to do that because they can't make 100 mil an hour grinding wherever they're grinding. So they'd be like, oh, well, I'll just go play. I don't want to play Altar Blood, but then I have to play Altar Blood because I'm making 100 mil an hour, and Gahaz is only making 70 mil an hour or 50 mil an hour or whatever.
But it was one of those things where I was watching Vert stream and memeing in chat talking shit because he couldn't get past the login queue and I could. Well, he once he got in, he was like, okay, it was like him, Choice, and Danny, and they were like all in Discord and they were doing Altar Blood and like having a good time shooting the shit. Like it just like would be nice to have some of that like group content-esque thing, even if it's just Altar Blood, and make decent rewards. And like it's good on the reset, but like now they won't do it again until like they reset it again, right?
True. Yeah. I think it does sound like a weird thing where it's only fun to do with friends when they give like really good rewards once in a blue moon, right? So
did they reset the old rewards so that you can get them again? Is that what's happening?
They didn't reset the rewards, but they added new rewards that you could get one time for doing each stage, if that makes sense.
You think maybe if you were nicer to Vert, he would have invited you instead of Danny?
Maybe.
So I'm gonna add it up here. How many crons this is? 150 crons or Caphras, 150 Caphras total, and you get a 50 stack, and you get a 30 stack, and you get the Cronstone version of the Altar Blood. Pretty good overall.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Man, my gear was so much worse last time I did that. I wonder how it would feel now.
Yeah.
I guess speaking about events, we can talk about the Laura. Laura has a weekly quest, and do you guys know? I think this is the second time this has happened. If you do Laura's quest, do you have to do the first week in order to do the second week? Because every week she has a new quest.
I don't talk to Laura.
I haven't looked at that at all. Yeah. What is her quest?
This week you get 10 tier 9 materials, the little ones that give you 2% apiece, so you get 20% towards the tier 9. But every week it changes. So next week we don't know what it is yet. So I kind of want to do it this week in case I have to do this week's in order to do next week's, right?
My guess would be they're not tied together. I don't think there's ever been a multi-weekly quest chain. Like they're probably independent.
Bro, Potion, just leak it, dude. Like if you know that the next quest is gonna be good and you can't do this one and that one, just
let us know, man.
I don't know what you're
trying
talking
to
about.
hint?
We'll just keep it between us, couple thousand people.
I'm just asking. All right, just asking a question.
I'm
No,
sorry, dude.
that's a
I
good
had
question. Make sure you do that quest, you guys. Make sure you do that quest.
You heard it here first. Potion doesn't have an NDA, so he can leak anything he wants.
I'm just asking questions. You know, the attendance rewards are actually moving along. The attendance rewards are actually really good for new players. You get a Kaposha ring, then a Kaposha earring, then you get a Kaposha belt and a Kaposha necklace.
Yo, they're good for anybody, man. Look at all those Kron stones and Valk's cries and shit. That they want you to log in, boy.
That's a lot of Kron stones.
They are farming metrics on us because they're going to go back to one of their earners meetings, or they're going to have a Medaya on ball or something, and they're going to go, "Ha! Look at us. We are amazing."
They did their investor call last year. I think it was like January, right after they did all their content push with Guardian and everything. And this year they're doing it right after, it's like March 20th, something like that, around there. So right after they do the transfer and everything, that's when they're doing it. And in Q3, they said that they were going to get when they did in Korea and Japan, they got more players and more revenue. So they're basically just trying to prove their own, hypothesis, right?
Well, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because they obviously were holding back a whole fuckload of shit, right?
Absolutely.
For them to be able to day one all this stuff, right? And now they're going to juice up the everything. And so, they're just going to talk to a bunch of weird investors that put money in this gaming company. They have no idea how they got from Y to Z. Yep. And they're just going to go, well, Kakao Games is garbage.
Well, and one of the things that they have on their front page right now is they have a roadmap that leads all the way through the 17th. Conveniently, right until their investor call. And so for February 25th, it basically shows here that the game is free until March 10th. And then they're going to they're going to have some mega sell starting March 10th to March 17th. Also shows in here the Twitch drops in here. They have a teaser for next week. They have like a now or never. And I think that might be when we get the they have a Shoodad black edition of the game with like a pet, with a black leopard pet that's coming out next week. So they have a new pet coming out next week. They also have an image in here for like Herald of New Air, which they showed Nova and Hashashin, and they have a question mark in the middle. So a lot of people are thinking maybe that's a new class. Anyway, all that to say is that they're basically going to be going absolutely crazy until the 17th, trying to get as many people into the game and spending as much money as possible, so that their investor call looks phenomenal for Q4.
When does the season end?
March 31st.
So probably new class on like April 7th, right?
Yeah, Earth Mage or whatever. Dwarf Earth Mage, maybe?
Oh, God.
Yeah, you'll have to play that.
That's weird. I kind of have to reroll to it, even though that sounds awful.
Yeah, you are. I got to tell you what, man, I'm happy. I've been waiting for this day since well before we've been doing this podcast, and probably since Moreland and I played Xbox together. And I'm happy to see it. I'm happy to see the support that the content creators deserve. I'm happy to see that they're juicing the game a little bit. The only thing I'm concerned about is if they put a millimeter more pay to win in this game, I am cold turkey quitting. I can't handle anymore, man. I can't handle anymore.
Yeah,
what counts as more pay to win when they like increase crowns and costumes?
No, I'm okay with that because that kind of scales with the economy, even though it is an increase to pay to win. But if they allow 50 costumes instead of 35 per week, if they
you don't feel like that's inevitable?
I do. I feel like I'm inevitably going to quit because I'm not going to be able to keep up with the amount of swiping. It's going to devalue my gear to such a.
I mean, you're not already not going to keep up with people.
Yeah, I feel like.
And also another thing that I want you to like remember though is that like nothing against Biohack. He's a chill dude, but Bio literally has capped out gear and he still gets clapped on all day. So like, I don't think it's as big of a deal as you think.
He's PvP'd twice.
Exactly. So if you're good at your class and you have less gear, you can still clap people with in-game gear.
I mean, I think that's a good. I mean, I've been pushing my gear really hard, and I still can't keep up with the pay to win people. right? And I mean, I'm 300 or 672 gear score now, like, and I'm still behind on the top end gear.
I just get lucky. That's how I keep up. But so again, like more egregious things, right? I don't know if bumping up the costumes per week will necessarily do it for me, but if there's like some major change in pay to win, I'm so out. This thing is already on the cusp of being difficult to tolerate. So that's the only thing I'm worried about. Everything else is fucking wonderful. There's a bunch of new content coming out that I think is pretty obvious that they've been holding back on. I think transferring NA EU over to Pearl Abyss is a major company-wide focus, and I think some content was held up for it worldwide, honestly. So not to sound like a self-important American, but I think we're going to see a lot of stuff coming through, and I think the Hadoom coming through for us. I guess it's already out on Korea, right? So, but we're going to see Thornwood and all that stuff coming through too.
What was the teaser we were talking about on your stream the other day, Potion, with the coin?
Yeah, so they did a developer update, which is basically like, hey, I'm Inlave, here's the Pearl Abyss crew, and then they showed their like facilities where the head programmer or designer or whatever, they went through the entire thing, and at the end, during it, they basically said, hey, we have a special update that's coming to NA EU first, which I have no idea what that is. And we hope you like it. And then at the end, they showed a teaser for this, which was they had like a cyberpunk type feel. And then at the end of the cyberpunk glitchy thing, they showed a coin on the screen. And so a lot of people were thinking, well, maybe it's related to barding, but it's not the same coin as barding. And there's like, maybe it's related to pirates. Well, they already reworked pirates. So maybe we're thinking maybe a pirate class, or we're thinking maybe trading. Could be what it is, and then that might be the new content we get first, and maybe NA gets the class a week or two before other regions. That would kind of make sense, and then also the other regions get it with the season, and we get it a few weeks before the season, maybe. I don't know.
Just tell us what it is, man.
It had like a trade rework feel with like a currency. Like it kind of makes sense that like the trade rework wouldn't be based around silver; it would have its own currency, sort of like bartering does. I don't know. I think it's.
I'm so unexcited about the trade rework for a variety of reasons.
Why?
So,
wait.
Well, there's two main ones. The first one is that if you have a tag character, you can't trade. The second one is that all the top traders in the game exploited to get there.
Teleporting
3-4 months ago, and nothing has been done about it still, and it's literally been 90 fucking plus days.
Oh, the transfer thing or the teleporting shies?
They just sort of pretended like it never happened. No, I'm talking about the teleporting shies is more egregious. I'm talking about literally people just pressing F3 and buying like Guru 10 trading.
Yeah, because you basically what do you get? You think it's like Artisan 1 trading. You buy the transfer coupon, and then it's easier to get Artisan 1 and gives you more XP. So you can just keep on doing it.
Massive exploit, biggest XP exploit the game has ever seen. You could literally buy all your way to maxed out trading if you did it right and knew what you were doing. No action has been taken. None of that XP has been reverted. They just completely let everyone cheat their way to the top, and so that's who's going to dominate trading now. Good game.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like an issue.
Basically, Tim, the issue is, for people that don't understand it, they coded trading really weird where as you level, it doesn't cost more EXP to level, it costs more crates, so you get less EXP per crate instead of them raising the EXP per level.
Oh, okay. So did Snake not deem this as an exploit, so they didn't do anything about it?
Well, no one really cares because trading's not as competitive as it was before. But if there's a rework and trading suddenly becomes viable, then it's going to matter that some people have literally decades of trade XP that they got for free. Like, you can't catch up with someone with that many Guru levels of trading by any natural means of playing the game. It's literally not possible.
I'm kind of curious if they're just going to make it where everybody can get like Guru 50 if they put in the effort. And then
maybe,
that would be,
maybe they'll just trivialize trading XP, and then everyone's effort won't matter. That would be an interesting way of solving the problem.
Well, when the GMs replied about like the issue, as far as I know, they said that there was and this was back in December. They said that there is no way for them to reset a character's life skill levels. They would have to a special tool would have to be made for it.
That's
I don't know
preposterous.
how that works, but that's what they said.
That makes sense from a GM perspective, right? A GM perspective, I don't have the tool, thus I cannot do anything, right? And that would mean the developers have to develop a fix for it, which I think is reasonable for them to do.
Here's the fix. Here's the fix that the GM does. Delete the character of the person who exploited, or just delete the whole account from the game and say, peace, don't do that again. That'd be a fix. You know, when people exploit, just delete their account. So it's a thought.
Yeah. I mean, if you get somebody for 6 months a year, even that would be so punishing that it wouldn't be worth the reward ultimately, right?
I think all that just goes back to they hamstring themselves so fucking hard because they kind of perpetuated this mentality of exploit first and exploit fast because they've never really done much about it in the past, right? So like now when there's an exploit, it's like, well, hop on and exploit as much as you can because they're not going to do anything about it, which is like, really sucks.
They only do something about it if like the Snake and friends gets together and makes a big deal and they all stream it or something, you know?
I think you guys give Snake like way too much credit here, but it is definitely a public outcry thing. Like if there's not a Reddit post with a certain, amount of upvotes, like and people making a buzz about it, then they're not going to really take any action.
Well, I mean,
it's not credit. It's just the opposite. It's a slight.
Yeah, I mean, like I think that's exactly why they have though, right? They have enough visibility as a guild to make that happen, which is why it's not a Snake thing. I mean, there's good people.
Yeah, I don't
Snake,
know. This is like a George Soros thing. I like a Snake might be part of that, but it's definitely the community at large that makes the outcry that gets things banned.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. Why do you think this long-term solution to that is though? Like, what if they're not supposed to listen to community outcry? Then what is their solution as developers who don't play the game very much?
I just think they kind of gotta take I don't know, like they kind of have to take one stance or another that like, like if people are going to exploit, then there has to be consequences if they want like that mentality to change.
Am I in the fucking Twilight Zone? If somebody's exploiting and doing something they're not supposed to be doing, and people, especially reputable people that may or may not be in your partner program, bring it up, then you fucking do something about it. The last thing you should do is nothing. Why is this a conversation? It doesn't matter how much outcry there is. Let me finish. It doesn't matter how much public outcry there is or who says it. Somebody reports something. But then you have stuff
like people that are currently in the partner program right now that bought 3 Sea Monster Hunter payouts a week, like does that shit get swept under the rug? And like I'm not gonna say any names, but I mean,
negative balance people in the partner program has been another reason I left the previous one. So I that's a whole different conversation. What this conversation's brought up is the Twilight Zone thing of why the fuck wouldn't it even be acknowledged, much less looked into, much less talked about.
Well, all right. So I guess the thing is,
because it's from the Pearl Shop. Maybe
there's so many different things, right? It's sort of like you have to pick your battles because you can't fight them all, and that's sort of like the question is like they pick their battles based on public outcry right now. So how can they pick their better
syndrome, dude? That's Stockholm syndrome.
Well, I'm just saying that's how they currently do it, and so what would be a better solution for them picking their battles, right?
This doesn't make any sense. What do you mean they're picking their battles? Why would they have to pick which exploits they need to ban people for?
Because
and which
they basically don't. They would prefer not to deal with any of them, and the only reason they deal with any of them is because of public outcry, right?
You're extrapolating a lot there.
No. It's just incompetence, bro. They're not actively deciding to ignore exploits. They just are not doing their job.
Yeah, I guess makes sense.
So there's no conversation to have. They just need to respond to massive game-breaking exploits that are constantly being reported.
Yeah, that's true.
By titans of the community.
I definitely think that everyone would agree that they need to do more in the way of some of these things. Right, the fact that you can have an entire life skill in a game be trivialized because you didn't want to deal with one of the issues, I think is a huge problem.
I just think they don't take the banning as seriously on other servers as they do on Korea, because Korea literally releases like weekly ban list names, and they literally release the names of the people that got banned that week for whatever they did, whatever exploit, blah blah blah. And so, like, I don't know. I just feel like they really gotta, if they want to change the precedent of like exploit early and exploit often, they kind of got to take some kind of a stance. None of the like dancing around with it. At least that's my opinion, anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
I think we're all kind of hoping that the reason some of this stuff was being swept under the rug was the tenuous relationship between Kakao Games and Pearl Abyss. So I'm excited, especially if there is a trade rework coming through, the people who have been paying attention that can bring up to the appropriate people, hey, this happened. It probably never got back to you, but you need to really fucking look at this.
That's true, actually. I think that's actually a very, very important thing there. Like, right now, we don't know what Pearl Abyss will do because we've not seen them in action yet on NA and EU. We've seen them on other servers, but we've never seen them on NA and EU.
The Kakao Games Pearl Abyss is a known unknown, right? We know that we don't know. So that's another big thing is we have no idea what was communicated. We don't know if Kakao Games just got super frustrated and just went, fuck it, ride out the clock, all that kind of stuff. And at what point did that happen? Have they been communicating? Was all that stuff going straight in the shredder? Yeah. So it's a clean slate and that's all fine. But if a trade rework's coming out, then we're gonna have to raise these flags and then
that's why I'm like talking from the perspective of like what they need to do to fix the bad like taste in people's mouth from Kakao, because like whether they caused it or not, it's like the shit is in their hands now, right? Like,
we don't give a shit. It's just the video game, right? I don't give a shit what company's making 20% off the Pearl purchases. Just make sure the fucking video game isn't filled with exploiters and cheaters.
Yo, amen.
And don't fucking partner them, you dumb fucks.
I feel like that should be obvious, but somehow that's not. I don't know.
Well, I mean, how would they know? How would they know who bought Sea Monster payouts and all that shit? That's all ancient history.
That's true. I guess
not so ancient history that there's clips of. Anyway,
if they wanted to actually dig and actually figure it out, they could figure it out
if they wanted to. Anyway,
well, I mean, I don't think the community cares that much about that shit either, right?
No.
Like, particularly the Siege community. None of them actually care who's,
And the thing is, like,
that blows my mind.
One of the thing is that if people did something wrong a long time ago, right? Sort of like time passes and you don't care as much as you did the day it happened, right? And I think that's the trading thing is really, really fresh on a lot of people's minds, and especially if they do a trading rework that's coming to NAEU first, that's definitely something that I feel like they would need to look at, right? Because it's a more fresh wound, right? Things that happen with Sea Monster hunting, they've already addressed that, right? They've dealt with that issue, at least to the best of their ability currently.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't even realize. Like, I just recently realized what a massive fucking leg up on an account that actively participated.
Oh yeah, bro, dude, some of the certain streamers that literally just did that, and then there was other bugs too, like the whole shoveling exploit that happened early Valencia days that never that some people fell through the cracks. And then how you could...
That's probably rounded out from now, but like getting paid 7 to 20 billion silver a week, that'll never round out. I mean, that's the quadrillion thing every single week.
I'll say, for me, I am just now, about 2 years later after all that, catching up in gear. And I played pretty on top of it, right? Yeah. It took me 2 years of going hot ham, streaming full time and grinding to catch up to those people, and even then they're still etching me out just a little bit in gear.
If you were paying a little more attention to your grinding, you probably could have done it in 1 year, though.
I mean, it's kind of the same as just buying crown stones off the market, though. It was just cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
It's not like the sanctity of progress in this game has existed since 2017 anyways.
I mean, that's why I'm not really too mad about it, because even if it's not them, it's just the pay to winners. It's just a different name, same title, right?
Oh, that's right. Moreland's a 4-chop exploiter.
Oh!
That's true. Yeah. I was making, check this out, I was making as much as 50 million silver an hour back when making 80 million silver an hour was common. That's some high impact exploiting right there.
Yeah, well, you don't deserve that icon above your head, okay, sir?
That's true.
I know what's your
exploiting.
What's your hunting level? I need to catch up to that.
Good question. I have the icon sometimes.
I would start with 200 mil an hour in Sakraya and then do hunting.
Whoa, I can't get a crescent ring, or I mean a tongue guard ring every hour like some people I know.
Just get good, idiot.
I went and grinded there 10 hours and get a single one, bro. I got so burned.
Were you thinking of me often?
Yes, I was thinking of you very often, Tim. I was
That's
I was thinking like, bro, there's this sucks fucking bullshit. 200 mil an hour is not real.
if I don't get if I go 2 hours without getting a ring, I just stop grinding.
So that's
Really?
that's why you just guarantee yourself good loot then, huh? That's just how you do it.
Well, I also grind twice the trash per hour that you do. So
I don't grind. That's not even close. Do you pull more? Do you pull 10,000 trash an hour?
Oh, you do 5,000 every hour?
No, I don't. I do like 4,500. You don't pull 9,000 either, though.
I pull 5,300 on stream.
Yeah, that's fine.
Every hour. With a blue loot scroll that I never use. He's yellow.
I don't know how that works. But okay.
Wow.
Man, I just found a whole place I didn't know even existed in Valencia. It's like Caphras Cave, but it's in Valencia.
You need to stick to Maine on Sakraya, by the way. I don't know what you're doing in those other places, but they're terrible.
I'm making 5,000 trash there an hour. I mean, it's not bad.
Well, you're doing that every hour then.
Yeah.
All right, what's next on the docket?
Yeah,
We got
let's
way
go back to that's why we make these podcast notes, so we don't get sidetracked like this.
It's my fault.
This is some small note here. Friends got wiped. They mentioned this ahead of time, but some people were kind of upset they got wiped. So the person that was your friend 5 years ago and hasn't logged in and over 1,000 days is now gone. So some people are missing that.
No, we talked about this. Remember, we were saying how much better the game's going to run when the friends lists get deleted, and now everyone's saying that the game is running way better on the new service.
Fuck, you're
That's
right.
it, dude.
They should just delete the entire friends list thing.
Who has friends in BDO anyway? That's not even real.
Actually true. Plus, if you actually have friends, they're your friends in Discord, not in BDO friends list.
Right.
That's
virtue signaling. You don't have friends, kid. You play BDO.
Yeah, the most I ever do is go to Walmart and get a sunburn. The core skills got a visual appearance upgrade, so now you can tell if someone's using a core skill. There's like these little magical balls that get added to the attacks. It's a visually different. Looks pretty nice, actually.
It's way too late to identify that a core skill's coming at you, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the main
know
thing.
For next time.
Yeah, exactly. It's just so you can identify for round 2, best out of 5, right?
But you can hot swap it with a Book of Old Moon.
Can you?
Yep. It's just
I need to make a macro for that.
It's confused people.
I don't think that's within the game's spirit.
Definitely not. And also something they will never enforce.
Okay.
Actually, true.
Thank you, Perlibis partner Moreland.
They added a new font to the game called Strong Sword.
I got a friend request.
Oh, I know why you got that. So they can slow down the game servers. It's all a big conspiracy, boys.
They added something called Bloodstar.
They added a new font called Strong Sword, and it actually looks good. They developed it with some font developing company in Korea. And
Can we read it?
It looks really good. It makes everything a little bit more bold, and the spacing's a little better on it, so it's actually easy to read things. So it actually looks really neat. I think it's a good addition to the game.
Do you think it's hard to get a job at a font developing company? I didn't realize I had that calling until you said that was a thing.
I imagine it's very easy.
That sounds like a sick career path.
I think we're all waiting for you to take your throne at Perlibis, dude.
How many fonts do you think they produce, like, per year?
A quarter.
Everybody, every new company wants one, right? Like Coca-Cola has their own font, and
do you think that's just how they translate hired an artist?
Well, they had an actual company. I don't know. That's what they said.
I'm
just telling you what they said on the screen. I didn't talk to Perlibis about it. I'm just reading what it said in the patch notes.
There's not.
What do you want from me?
That's not a thing, right?
If there is, I need to find out about it as soon as possible. So I
How do
can
you keep
apply.
up the revenue on that? Do you like charge people monthly for the fonts that they already bought?
It's probably-
Aren't fonts free?
Well, you can't copyright a font. I know that, but you can trademark like a particular
You could
name.
attach Bitcoin mining malware to the font.
You can't copyright a font?
No, we can't copyright language, right? So that's the main thing. It's in America you can't. Maybe in other places you can.
What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, you can't copyright a font. You can trademark like a particular font that you use for like Coca-Cola, and like the little swoop they have in the bottom was copyrighted for years, and it was like trademarked something, and so you couldn't do that little swoop at the bottom of the Coca-Cola thing for a very, very long time, or they would sue you for it because it was like a trademark.
Yeah, you couldn't draw Mickey Mouse in elementary schools in the 90s, actually, because of trademarks.
But
Learning a lot today.
actual fonts unless they're trademarked, they can't be copyrighted though. There's something about it. Go read up online. I'm not an expert on it.
Yeah, we'll look into it.
Yeah.
You guys like arguing with a fucking tree, I swear. What else
It's
is in this
episode 34,
update? It's more
man.
relevant. The adventure logs got easier. The adventure logs got easier. They have.
I'm a little mad about that. I might be more mad about that than my loyalty being devalued.
Wait, why are you mad about this? Don't you already
Because
have it
I
done?
want other people to suffer like I suffered.
Bro, that fucking quest where you had to fish 3 eels in like 2 minutes or some shit, they made that quest easier now.
It's only 2 eels now.
Yeah.
I actually disagree.
Ridiculous.
I disagree with the eel change because that type of thing makes a memory that everybody in the BDO community can talk about years from now, and now that's no longer a thing, right? And that's one of those things where you go sit at TwitchCon and you're like, bro, remember the game those eels? Fuck the eels, man. You know, like that's the type of thing you would sit down and you talk to somebody about like years after you've stopped playing BDO. And I feel like that's why I disagree with that change. I do think that the overall making them easier is not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Who cares if they spend 10 hours instead of 15 hours? I mean, I don't care.
When I go to TwitchCon, first thing people are going to ask me about is the eels.
True.
They should have made it 30 eels. Then we really would have a story to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get so much upset Redditors out of them.
Yeah. What if they made the books even fucking harder? What if they went that?
I don't know. Maybe let's not look for ways to complain about them actually and literally fixing the game. Like adventure journals are probably the worst thing in BDO, full stop. And now they're making them a bit less tedious. And you guys are saying that you're going to miss the memory of excruciating forced gameplay that was tedious and chore-like. Like, homie, just
the 3
no,
eels.
it's fine.
Just
It's
the 3
completely
eels.
fine.
You know, it's not the same without the 3 eels. It's not the same anymore.
Oh my god.
The one of the cool things they did though with the new website is you can now look up anyone. You can now look up anyone by family name or character name. If you know their exact character name or exact family name, you can look them up and see all their characters' levels and all their characters' life skill levels.
It's kind of a violation of privacy.
Well, you can turn if you want to. You can turn it off. It's a thing. It's an optional thing that you can turn off.
Hey, Nabron thinks that he puts his stuff on private, but I looked his name up before he could private it. So if Nabron,
Do you have all his info? Are you gonna leak it?
doxing.
Ooh,
Nice.
That's worth money, honestly. That's actually 5. I had to look that up. Somebody will pay for that.
How many Guru 15 trading alts does he have?
That's the real thing.
Let's just say there's a reason he always has that trading icon, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's actually really cool. It makes it where it's easier to access for, like, I don't know, sharing what you have with a guild. You know, you can just say, "Hey, here's my page. Go look at all my stuff." Right? So you can kind of like prove who you are a little bit more. I think it's kind of nice.
Oh, you can't fake your life skill levels anymore if you're in a Node War guilds for the repair timer. You have to actually have them.
I would always put my life skill characters' life skills on my screenshot for my main
Yeah,
character.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize the whole part of the game even existed until you guys just talked about it.
I was the freaking GM, okay? It's not like anybody was going to say anything to me. But I did. once or twice.
Oh yeah, one of the things they have is they released in the patch notes a teaser image for the snow area. It's basically, it goes from sand and it has like this portal looking thing that's has the theme of the robots in BDO, and it goes to the snow region. Actually looks really good. I'm a little disappointed they don't have any snow buildup like Red Dead Redemption, or they showed in like the Crimson Desert trailer, right? But it looks pretty good. So I guess that's something that they're going to be working on getting to us by 2022.
Don't they have an option in this game to like reduce snow buildup because it destroys people's games because it's not optimized
I'm a little
at all?
scared of snow in this game.
And now we have a snow region coming out. I feel like maybe we should do one thing before we get that out. Optimize snow. Hashtag. It's trending.
Maybe it'll be a different type of snow.
Or stop having a shit PC, Moreland.
Wow, toxic.
He can't buy parts. It's not his fault. What's wrong with you?
I can buy parts and then I install them and they don't even work. AMD doesn't even recognize the BDOs installed on my PC, dude.
AMD.
You fucked up so bad buying an AMD card.
It was the only card for sale.
Why do you think it was on sale?
What did you learn?
It's still sold out instantly. They're worth $1,800 on eBay. I thought they'd be decent.
I have a 1080 GPU sitting in my closet right now. You want to buy that for me?
I have a 1080 as well.
Oh, wait, why'd you buy a new GPU then?
Because the 1080 is fucking trash.
What?
I have a 1080 Ti I can send you.
I'll go pull up my laptop right now and get 60 FPS on my old laptop. That has a 1080.
Wow, 60 FPS? That's cool, dude. I could do 1/3 of a warrior combo with that much FPS.
Oh, you're playing Succession. You don't need high FPS, bro. Don't give me that.
I'm not playing Succession anymore, homie. I'm playing Awakening.
Do you not listen to the podcast that we do? We've talked 2 weeks about him being on.
He literally played Succession yesterday during the tournament for the kids.
That's because I'm godly at it, and Shaky Bay even said so.
Oh, that definitely gives a lot of verification there for sure.
Armin agreed with him.
Who?
The shoutcaster, the ninja who 2v1'd everyone.
No, Shaky what?
He said that I'm a good Succession warrior.
He called me a cunt. The biggest.
He's
actually
2 for 2 so far.
I banned him from my chat. I'm not sure if he's still banned though. I think I banned him for Christmas. That was his Christmas present to Shaky Bay.
Hey, dude, Junior said, "Can you unban him?" By the way, I
forgot. I forgot about that.
He has to pay for that. He better have paid for that.
Junior asked me that like 10 times.
Yeah, same.
And I
made him sub for it though, so we did that last week.
This is going to be the trend every week. Somebody's going to bring it up.
As long as we make him pay for it, I think it's okay.
Am I the only one that's never been banned in Potion's chat?
I don't think Moreland's ever talked to my chat to get banned.
Yeah, I don't get banned. No, actually, I do talk in your chat. You just ignore me every time. Every time.
I'm really bad at reading chat.
It's a fun podcast. I'm enjoying this.
They added a new horse racing track to Velia.
Oh, good.
I don't know if this was
Thank God.
I don't know if that actually got into the game because they did it on Global Lab and then they also posted it in our patch notes. Unless I am an idiot, I got really confused about this. Let me go check again. Did it actually happen, chat, or am I imagining it? They added a new track for Velia though, at least on Global Lab. I thought they did it in our version, but maybe that's not true. I think it's just Global Lab. So that's something to look forward to. You can race your horses around Velia. And they flipped the image horizontally, so I didn't recognize what it was.
Nice.
We already talked about the Ultra Blood event. Pretty good for Caphras. We have gotten so much loot. We talked about the codes. We got 50 artist memories, 350 cron stones, a ton of loot scrolls, 30 Shakaku seals, which I got at 1.1 billion from. That was awesome. J scrolls and fell stacks. Twitch drops, Laura's weekly quest. What else we got in here? Kaposha. Transfer rewards. We have got. I can't even add up how many Shakaku boxes we've gotten. I think it's over. We're getting over like 11 Shakaku boxes or something like that between all the different
and yet
stuff.
The price of memory frags is still fucked.
Well, I don't understand why it's almost gone up today, but I don't know why. It must be people are selling other stuff they're getting.
People are enhancing everything.
Ah, so people who are enhancing are just buying up all the ones that we're getting for free for now, till they're out of money, I guess. I think we've covered all of the current BDO news.
Oh my!
Yeah,
sorry.
I think that's possible. So there's a 100% chance we missed something. So I don't know what you guys want to talk on.
Are you okay, Tim?
I have failed 6 pry accessories today, and that was just an ogre that I got from doing.
You used up your RNG on that dead god, bro. You gotta wait.
We already told you
really
your cup was full. You emptied your cup. You don't have any RNG left.
Yeah, your cup is empty. That's it.
Say
Literally,
cup
he explained it to you.
I'm going to take a drink from my cup.
Haven't you learned a lesson recently about pushing me?
You know, we're
I
friends.
still have another 2 pages of shit I'd like to say about you. I have it written down right here.
You can post it later. Don't worry about it.
Potion's a very nice young man
And Tim never says anything mean.
who wears funny shorts.
I watched
I'm
him
about to
yesterday.
men price this Black Star.
You might have to do that.
I'm, dude. It's been like a month.
Bro, go to Stars Inn. 334 mil distos.
Why are you
I
trying
have
to sell?
a Pry Kudum though. I'd have to open my other Kudum box.
I saw you raw tap it the other day. I guess everybody raw taps nowadays, though. I keep thinking people cron nowadays for that, but the people just
Man,
raw tap.
Stack's more valuable than.
Yeah.
How many attempts are you on, Kudum? It took me 10.
I don't know, not that many. It's just fucking time consuming.
Yeah. Offhands are terrible for some reason. I couldn't believe I got my pin Kudum in 10. I don't remember like basically anything else besides Kudum because I was so shocked at how quick I got it.
One thing, how do you guys like the new launcher? You guys actually,
It's pretty.
Yeah.
I think they did a pretty good job with that. I was surprised when I saw it. I was like, I honestly didn't think it was gonna be that good from the screenshot they had before they released it.
What we need to talk about? Fuck the launcher. They've like really actually put and I've been trying to put this stuff in the Discord so we could remember to talk about it. The Node War system is like, I think it's legit. Like Koreans have been talking about it on YouTube just a couple days ago. So I think what we've seen and had come through is going to be like real. So it's going to be 5 starting spots on each territory. Guilds can't participate on more than 1 territory at a time. And then it's like this, it's basically like this string system where you can string together all these. I'm sorry, my camera's over here. You can string together all these territories, and then your main fort, you have to decide what part of the territory your main fort's on. And then if somebody knocks out a fort over here, right? If you have 5 territories in a row and your middle territory is the main fort, and somebody knocks out the one to the left of the main fort, the one connected to that and that one disappear. You lose both of those territories.
Oh, so sort of like you sever the connection between the two, then you're losing both. Wow, so that makes the strategic.
And if they lose their base, you take all of their territories, right? Like you take their main one, they lose every single thing. Yeah, it's kind of cool.
So you could build all these different forts, but you're still limited, I believe, on cannons and elephants, like the siege machinery are still limited, but you can still build individual forts. I think this is going to be pretty fun. I think that you're going to have the normal powerhouses that go through. Balanos and Serendia will no longer be sieged on. So my crowns and keeping them means something. It's a very legacy item, like your hard beer.
I already drank it.
So I'm actually really excited about this. I think that there's a possibility for like, the big guilds, big siege guilds to go out there and put their mark on the territory that they want to claim, but it's very viable. It's almost like pre-update when like Veritas or whoever owned all of the different territories on Orwin, and they had to like server jump between all the different territories to try to defend them and stuff. I think it brings an element of that kind of OG stuff into the war, and it sounds like you can still have fun using the same system within the T1 system that already exists within Balanos and Serindia, and then they open that up with I think so. We're gonna have 4 territories now instead of 5, right? So I think this is gonna bring some really good excitement within T1s. I think T1s are gonna be fucking wild, and then I think there's gonna be some really good opportunity to fuck with. I think it's gonna create a lot of narratives. I think there's going to be new drama that comes out. I think we might have a Siege podcast again that's, meaningful instead of people trying to say racial slurs. I think that there's a lot of potential with this and how they've organized it.
One thing that I'm curious about is if there's only 5 starting points, does that mean since there's 6 regions, including Kama Sylvia, does it mean where there's only 30 guilds that ever be able to participate in war? Or how's that work?
Point. Normally you're shit with math. I've been meaning to say this all podcast. You're absolutely right. There's 30 starting spots. I don't really know what starting spots means though, right? So if you've got a guild, let's corrupt, has this chain, right? Can they just go attack the starting? They've got this chain. How do you attack that chain? Do you build on a certain node? Do you build on any nodes? Do you have to go to the starting node? Does it matter since they have this chain? There's still like a lot of question marks, and the logistics on how you get into node wars or protect or defend. Or can you snake off to a different area and hold this one area and then somebody else comes to the starting zone? Can you own the starting zone, or does that just let you go into other areas? A lot of fucking questions just watching that for a couple minutes and trying to think logistically how it works. But I think just the quick little video that Pearl Abyss's, I think, Korean website put out and listening to the translation on the YouTube, that there's a ton of potential if the execution is done correctly. And of course, there's going to be a little bit of give and take and figuring out and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure the release of it is going to be anything but perfect, but I'm really happy that they're taking a big new fresh look at this and putting some interesting mechanics into Node Wars, but still familiar. I think that was a tough thing to balance, and they may have done it.
I think if it's limited to 30 guilds, I'd be disappointed. Or maybe you add Drigan or other regions to it, right? So then you just add Drigan, Odolita, and then you have the extra 10 guilds that can participate.
Well, multiple guilds can drop on a node.
On a starting area?
I think it's going to be only a certain amount of, I think only 30 guilds can have territory within those nodes, right? So then maybe you just build on that starting node and they have to defend against that is how it works. So you've got like 4 other guilds dropped on your starter node and you have to go defend it. Maybe you put your main base there,
So basically maybe you start there and then you can just go attack anything you want and take over that and then hold that as your new main base.
So, or if your starter node is, you've got like 5 territories, your starter node, you put like 2 or 3 nodes back. So if you lose those first 2 nodes, you don't lose everything. I think that's how it should work. Something like that.
Yeah.
But then the onus is on the new owner of the starter territory to defend that next time. And maybe they can be attacked by the people that are already out there, whatever the case is. So
I think
some questions to be answered for sure.
The one thing I'm interested in is it actually just feels like it's breathing life into this dead thing that is Node Wars currently in BDO. And that's what gets me excited about it, is that even if they have all these problems with it, it's going to get people excited to try it out again and join a guild and see what it's like. And I think that's what's going to be really nice about it.
I think it's going to give opportunity for new narrative, which is what I was trying to say last week as I re-listened to the podcast. Is I hope the community is not too jaded and toxic to itself to allow this to actually flesh out and have some fun with it. And I think that the way it works, even if it is, it sounds like it's going to be easy enough to, even if there's a really strong guild, to really kind of fuck with them and not be able to let them get out of hand, so.
Yeah, I mean,
they spread themselves too thin. It's going to be pretty easy to cut them down. So I think that's
Will they be able to just nut cup and use allies to defend their other branches?
I think that's possible,
Sure.
but then they have to do the same, right? They have to have a starting zone that they have to defend in their own territories. And if you're always just defending someone else's and you're not getting to keep your own, then you lose that sense of progression in the guild. And that the whole reason that it works right now is because the big guilds can promise them, hey, we'll help you take yours. But if they can't promise that anymore, then
sometimes guilds just help bigger guilds because they're kind of like cucks. They don't really need to get anything for it.
Well, it's more accurately, it's their only way of being able to participate. and they want to participate as a community,
Right.
not necessarily just cucks. It gives them experience. You can just be a cuck, but it can give you experience and an entree to get into it yourself in learning from people who are more successful than you. So I think there's always going to be a spot for that. But I think being able to take that down is probably going to be a little easier than it used to be. I could be completely wrong, but the way I'm looking at this, that would be my guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, it's just something I want to try out and see our people try out, and then we can kind of make like a more educated discussion on how good it is. It seems like they've been working on it for a very, very long time. We've been seeing updates to it for a long time, so curious to see how it works out.
Yeah, same, my man.
Do you think that I hope this works out well, where they can add it like other regions like Odalita and Dregan as a war zone in the future, because that would be a really good opportunity for other people to join in, and it spreads the big guild so thin that by nature you have to have someone fill that void, you know.
I think 4 territories is going to be enough, and building on Dregan does not sound like fun. I think bringing Kama in has got nice territory. Should be some good node wars. Plus, it's just something new to look at for people who've been doing this forever and ever. So baby steps. Let's see how this goes, and then if they need to add more starter zones or something, I'm sure that's something they're looking at.
Well, it also comes with the mercenary change, right? So the mercenaries are getting fixed, and they're doing this new node war change, which is fixing or reinvigorating node wars.
I did not see anything specifically about mercs.
Yeah, there was a thing a long time ago about mercs getting capped to gear score instead, but we've never seen anything like that in NA, and I was wondering if that's going to come with that update potentially. So
what they were going to do is assign a point value to your gear, and then you can have a certain amount of points of mercs per node, depending on the node or whatever the case is, or how hard it is or whatever. But we haven't really heard anything about that for a long time, and I didn't see anything in those videos that I watched earlier this week. So I don't have any information once again about capping mercs on nodes. Or siege.
Hopefully they'll hear about that. I guess that's a very big thing for sure.
Yeah, it's huge.
Well,
Potion, can you leak the merc changes perhaps, or still under NDA?
That's all I have for BDO.
Wow, Moreland even got in on it. Damn.
I don't know, just being helpful.
I don't know. I don't know anything about it, obviously, but I don't have anything else for BDO. I really don't. That's all I want to cover in here. That's all I have written down. Anthem got canceled.
Are you gonna go grind Star's End?
I'm currently doing Valencia Part 1. Because
come grind Star's End. I got an open rotation for you, dude. Just got a duel for spot.
I already went there and grinded for 2 hours. I had this wizard come up, and he said duel for spot, and I said an hour and a half, and he left me alone. So I was like, a victory! And so I never went back. So I just need to go there for my Agris Fever journal.
You didn't say, sorry, sir, large. You haven't finished your Agris Fever journal?
I did that this week, yeah.
Hey, Disto price just adjusted. It's literally max. Like, you can see the blue arrow now.
Oh.
342 million silver per Disto. It's crazy.
You streamed for 528 hours and you didn't have your max Agris?
I have not had it from the beginning. I did it, and literally this patch, they made it easier. They were waiting, bro. They were waiting.
Characters. You ran individual characters to Shakatu or whatever to get a life skill scroll because you were bored and you didn't finish your Agris journal.
Whoa. I was getting every single character up to professional processing so I could get my life fame higher, because I'm trying to get my family fame to 10,000 so that I can have 20,000 VT or 9,000 VT in my central marketplace.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, so Anthem was canceled. Who's surprised on that one?
I'm not surprised, but I am disappointed.
Are you really disappointed?
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
Anthem,
it's some thing that came out 2 or 3 years ago that's like some weird flying kind of open world, but not really Destiny PvE loot shooter thing that never made any sense, was never balanced, and was a total flop of a game. And so they've been going, we're going to fix this. Guys, we're going to fix this. We're going to fix this.
It's like if Destiny and Warframe got together and they made a game, you know? And I mean, it had a really cool trailer for it that if they could really make a game around that type of trailer, people would have loved it. But, you know, when it came out, it had optimization issues, it had progression issues, it had crashing all the time. I mean, it was almost as bad as Cyberpunk on old consoles.
Whoa.
On old consoles.
It just defines what a bad game is. That's all it was. There's no other way to describe it.
Isn't the guy the main guy of that like a sleazeball anyway with like past games like being egregious?
Well, the BioWare, whatever, has just had a bad run for a long time now. Yeah, they haven't made I think the last good game that they made was.
Careful.
What's that Star Wars? Not the Star Wars, the space game that everybody loved.
Dragon Age?
Mass Effect. Yeah, that's the last one that was like a super banger that everybody liked to play. They make our games that people like, you know, and play a little bit, but they haven't been huge hits like Mass Effect. You know?
Dude, I'm gonna stream every second of the remaster of Mass Effect.
Is that the one where they remove some of the ass scenes?
Yeah.
Man.
They were all the love scenes and stuff was so like people who were upset about that didn't play Mass Effect, right? Like that's none of that has it. You have to like try so hard, like if you're female Shepard, to try to bang the fucking hot girl in Mass Effect 2. Like you have to go down this wild quest line just to see like 2 seconds of a lesbian kiss, right? Like that's all it ever really was. So if they took out
too much work,
if they took out, you know, the 2 seconds that you see Miranda's butt or whatever as they lie down on the bed and that upsets you, then you're not playing the right game for the right reason.
Wait, that's what they removed? I thought it was just like in the middle of regular dialogue, the camera was zoomed in super far on her ass for no reason, and that's what they were fixing.
Oh, okay. Well, then that sounds reasonable too. Like that has nothing to do with what Mass Effect makes, you know.
Personally, I think it reduces the amount of immersion.
I'm looking for a game like that. I play BMX XX for my Super Nintendo.
I never played the Mass Effect games.
Well, it's going to be an excellent time when they remaster it. So the worst part about the Mass Effect games is Mass Effect 1 was really a poorly made video game.
Right.
The UI was clunky. The graphics were subpar for the time that it was released, and it was like 2007. But Mass Effect 2 is probably one of the best video games ever created. And Mass Effect 3, even though some people are disappointed in how the story ended or how many different endings you could have, if you don't really care about that meta shit and you just enjoy the game for what it is, one of the best trilogies of all time. So having it come back in like a really easy fixed Mass Effect 1, so all the like really egregious errors are gone and people can just enjoy the game for what it is. I've been looking for a reason for a couple of years to go back to this game, so I'm really excited to get some updated textures. They're still using the original Unreal 3 engine, and they're just updating textures and stuff. It is pretty old, but they're doing it to kind of probably one, budget, but two, I understand like trying to keep it in the same style as what it is and just clean it up a little bit. And the amount of improvements from the screenshots, especially in Mass Effect 1, are enormous. And so they're like, Mass Effect 1, big changes. Mass Effect 3, not big changes. But Mass Effect 3 still looks good. So it's like, you know, having some HDR and stuff and bloom added will be just fine for that.
Yeah.
But hopefully the Mass Effect 1 gets massive UI updates, because
I just like the progression that the Mass Effect games have, where you could like play Mass Effect 1, transfer your exact character from 1 to 2, play through 2 with the same character, transfer it to 3. Like, it was so good.
And then you get bonuses, because if you stayed on the same path of Renegade or whatever, every once in a while you come across a conversation where you needed to have those points in that charisma or whatever to unlock like better conversations. But like the whole Sovereign thing and the villain in that series is probably, you got to like sci-fi a little bit, but Just such a cool concept.
Yeah, I was really disappointed the way they went with what was the one, Andromeda or whatever. I was really disappointed with that one. I don't know.
I never played it. It'd be like being a Cyberpunk 1 fan and then, waiting for release of Cyberpunk 2077 and seeing the reviews and just going, maybe I just take a pass on that till it gets fixed. And then you never get word that it gets fixed. So I never played it.
Yeah.
So I'm super looking forward to that if you can't tell.
I'll probably watch you stream a little bit of it. I never actually played it, so it'd be a good time to experience it.
It's about 150 hours. I'm going to take a week off and probably do a bunch of 12-hour streams.
He's just going to binge it.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it that much.
Hey, I get that. That's why I used to do with Destiny. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it this next time they do a big update this fall, but
I'm so oddly particular about the games that I like. But when I really like a game, I fucking dive in, man.
I mean, I think that's how everybody is, right? It's just hard to find that game. So a lot of times people play whatever until they can find that true game like that, right?
I don't know. Moreland gets a hard on for a game every other week, man.
Yo, is this the weekly
There's some
segment
good
where Tim
games
shits
this
on
year.
what Moreland likes?
What was that?
I said, is this the weekly segment where Tim shits on what Moreland likes?
Such a
I was
fucking
kind of
simp.
getting interested in Anthem when Tim was shit talking it so much. I was like, this is probably a pretty good game.
You want to talk about being a fucking contrarian? Jesus Christ.
It has pretty bad latency and oh, you said an Anthem? I was thinking Apex, but he always talks good about Apex.
Yeah, but I mean, we all know that game's trash. Tarkov could be interesting though.
Yeah, I've been doing that's like my sick thing when I'm like too sick to sit at a computer and like even play Star Wars Galaxies. I've been watching Gamnadian learn how to play EFT, and then I've been watching like actual EFT players YouTube video guides and stuff. And the game, I played it when it first came out, it was total fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
And then it got popular a little while ago, and it was better. And they keep doing wipes. And if you're really interested in like tactical gunplay and being patient and stealing a bunch of people's shit because they just walked across the wrong place that you've been sitting in for 15 minutes. There's some fun to be had, but you can still outplay. Like there's enough gearing differences in that game to where, if you wear the right kind of armor at the right part of the wipe, you'll probably catch somebody out who doesn't have enough penetration and stuff. So if they're ratting, you can still catch them and stuff. So it's interesting enough, and there's enough maps, and there's so much nuance to it. Somebody described it as like the BDO of first-person shooters, where there's like all this kind of tribal knowledge and nuance to it, and then a pretty big dash of DayZ as well.
I've been thinking about trying out that for a long time, just because it does have that very unique vibe that almost no other game has. They made their own version of what they wanted a game to be, just like BDO did, and it's worked out, right?
Yeah, to varying degrees of success, right? So it's it's definitely its own genre. I think it branches. It's definitely a branch off of like that DayZ kind of thing, but it gives it more context and meaning to drop into a raid. So I haven't done a raid yet. I've just been watching a ton of content, I didn't want to come up with any bad habits from day one that I had to unlearn. So I'm trying to get as much information as possible before I drop into a raid.
True.
Anyone want to buy a TEP Blackstar?
I mean, they'll come back up in value eventually after they stop giving cronstones and all that stuff.
How's
I think it will. I think it's kind of a shit item.
How's Valum going?
It's great, dude.
Yeah,
we tried to do multiplayer modded and it was too laggy, so we're trying to get like a dedicated server that we could mod, which is being kind of annoying. But I think once that stuff gets sorted out and like modding is more easy and you can do it with dedicated servers and there's like a mod manager so that people don't get confused when they're installing stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think there's going to be all kinds of like interesting scenarios and stuff. We're working on like different PvP scenarios, like some kind of Hunger Games mod where you can't bring in items from other maps and you only have like a limited number of lives and the progress is accelerated, stuff like that. So
that sounds cool. Like fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that I was wondering about is like what the content update pace is going to be of that. Like how often do they push out patches and stuff?
Pretty slow so far. I mean, I think it's like a 5-person team. I don't know if they're planning on hiring more people now that they have a gazillion dollars, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be super fast. But they did develop what they have in only like a year and a half or something like that. So,
Oh, I know I was going to mention to you guys. Do you guys notice that the Beto graphics actually like slightly like upgraded? Like render range is a little bit more apparent, as we say. It has like a ambient atmospheric fade to it now, and it's like smoother in the distance. Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah, since
Yeah.
the friend list is gone.
It's that the smooth of all those graphics.
what's supposed to look different?
It just in general the game just looks a little better. Like I mean, I couldn't tell you exactly what it was. For me, it looks like it's like the
Placebo?
long range distance seems a little better.
Yes, for me, it seems that my armor is a little shinier. How about you, Moreland? How does your game look better?
I don't know what we're talking about. I'm panning my camera around and it seems
The same to you?
same. I also think that if there were any graphical updates, they probably would have mentioned it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's a big thing. Like the textures seem like they're all the same. It's just something about how long distance is rendered or something. It's just like it's like a small difference.
It's a little crisper, you know? It's just a little crisper.
Listen, Tim. All right, I have
Okay.
if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's fine.
Yeah, if you have to ask, you'll never know, Moreland.
Maybe it's an NVIDIA only thing.
Yeah, well, good graphics is basically that.
I'm trying to figure out how to do this Valencia quest, but I can't figure it out. The other thing I was going to mention that I forgot to mention for the BDO side was they added awakening abilities to classes on Global Lab. They added
Like new ones?
Yeah, I think there's
Yeah, they did like 8 or 9.
Oh,
8
God.
or 9, and they're brand new
Who?
abilities.
Glasses.
Berserker, Lon, Tamer, Maewa,
Sork was one.
Sork, and Ranger, and Striker.
Striker?
Yeah, and Dark Knight.
They're only
And
awakening
Mystic.
though.
Are they good skills? Like what type of? what
They're
are they supposed to
protected.
be?
Most of them are protected except for Maewa, Lon, and Tamers. All the other ones are either super armor or frontal guard.
I'm sorry, they gave
Um,
Striker another awakening protected skill.
Yeah, and it does pretty decent damage. The Striker one does. It's the only one that I've really seen like clips on. But
I'm surprised they have like more skills to throw around if they're pumping out new classes every few months. Is it just copy and paste of other skills with like a striker skin?
they're kind of flows. So like they kind of flow and combo off of your already abilities. So it adds like an extra flow.
How bad are these strikers and awakened zerkers that can't figure out how to be successful in another class without more protected damage?
I think the main thing that I'm concerned with is I think all those classes need a buff in PvE, but these seem like PvP changes, which I don't know where that's coming from. It's like the least. It's the smallest thing they need on the PvP side of the house. It's not like that's not the biggest problem. There's so many other things they need to fix other than adding new awakening abilities. If it was a PvP, the only class on that list that they gave ability to that doesn't need a PvE buff is Sorceress Awakening. But it doesn't seem like it's PvE focused. So I just don't know what they're trying to solve, what they're trying to fix.
Oh, so they took like Q buff away from Zerkers, and they took both grabs away from Striker, and they took iframe away from Sork, and then gave them a super armor awakened skill. Is that what they did?
Why are you
Or are they
talking
just
about?
listening to a bunch of really bad players that just bitch a lot?
They just added a skill basically.
They just added
but
a brand new
the
skill, but I just don't understand what the purpose is. You know, usually you would think like they're adding a new zone so people have something to grind for. They're fixing like some problem, but this seems like they just arbitrarily decided to add some abilities, and it doesn't fix any of the existing BDO problems. Anyway, it's interesting, and it's definitely going to have a huge impact in the game in one form or another.
I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I don't
can
play those classes enough to know. I mean, there's some times where it makes sense to add because there's a lot of dud skills in certain kits. Like when they changed Warrior Head Chase to be like a side skill, and then gave us like an actual damage ability instead of head chase being one of the primary awaken abilities. There's stuff like that that's, I think, good changes to like round out a kit. But yeah, it is kind of weird. We have like 3 Rabombs now, which no one really asked for, and on top of that, there's also going to be more like main kits or like awaken kit skills. That's
I don't get
I'm
it.
surprised they even have the wherewithal to develop these.
It's fucking weird. It's a weird group of classes to put it on too.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, if it was a PvE change, like it just intended PvE, no CCs, no super armors, just a lot of PvE damage, it would make sense on all of them but Sorceress, and that would have been a interesting solution for the Awakenings being weak in PvE. But
the Sork one is so weird though, because like they literally gave Sork another down smash frontal guard ability.
Jesus Christ.
The last thing she doesn't need more frontal guard than a down smash. Why?
Yeah. Same thing on Lawn. The one that they gave to Lawn is allows her to do a grab. If she misses her grab, it backs her up, and it does a down smash. So you can either use it as a down smash, or you can use it as an escape if you miss your grab. So she has more escape options, and she has another down smash option.
How do you miss a lawn grab?
Oh, I mean, I don't know, bro. I'm just saying. Don't have to read too deep into it.
And why would you grab somebody on the ground? Why is there down? That's what the fuck? Okay. All right, cool. Good for lawns. I don't know. They can do anything they want to awaken lawn. I don't really care about that.
Yeah, it's just interesting because I don't think it solves any problem. Like it makes lawn better and it makes lawn more enjoyable to play, but it's the same thing that Kerr was saying for Sorceress. It's not something the class needed. So why spend the extra developer time on it?
I'm pretty sure if you had to describe Sorceress in a couple of words, it'd be iframe, frontal guard, down smash. So I don't, the idea of giving it another frontal guard down smash. Okay. Well, maybe those class leaders that they picked in Korea are starting to kind of fuck with the game a little bit, huh?
Maybe, who knows?
Kerr, have you been playing any other games, dude?
Just Valheim, and
are you playing solo?
League of Legends.
Group of people that you play with?
Both. I was playing a little solo, and then I was playing with some people on Discord as well. Yeah. It's definitely much better with people though. Like if you try the game by yourself, you're either gonna like it or hate it. If you like those kind of games, like you'll probably like it. But if it's not your cup of tea, like just playing with other people will make it so much better. Honestly.
Yeah. I made the mistake of playing with Ishk, and that just wasn't fun at all.
What game?
Poor Ishk. I hope he's not listening.
Value.
Oh, that was I had a good time. Yeah, it was I got burnt out from the grind on Valheim. Is what it was for me. I just wasn't enough. I don't know. Maybe it was too long for the iron grind or something.
Apparently, they're putting these awakened skills on every class. These are just the first ones to get them. Everybody's gonna get more skills.
Yeah, everyone's gonna get them. Yeah.
So just doing like a couple rounds of it then. I still don't understand. I guess they're probably going to do 3 rounds of it. I still don't understand why they're doing it though.
I have been thinking since we talked about that my Awakened Guardian could use another super armor CC with a large AoE. So I'm looking forward to that.
You will train me so brutally on how to learn sarcasm eventually, Tim. It would be nice to have another super armor iframe. No, let's make it iframe and a down smash on Sorceress. Exactly. No, I don't know. I don't. I mean, I would like to think that they're doing things that are making the game better, right? And I feel like that's why I want to discuss is like what can make the game better, but I just don't see it, man. I don't see why they're doing it. Like,
I mean, we all know what they need to do when it comes to class balance, but the question is, do they know what they need to do?
I just don't think they have the balls to do it, Kerr. I just don't think they're going to delete Tamer.
Dude, nobody plays her anyway, dude.
I know. Just get rid of it. That'll fix the game.
Feels bad, man.
90% of what I say is sarcastic, Potion.
Yeah, I know. I'm beginning to learn this.
34 weeks in.
You know, better now than never.
True.
It took,
You guys have anything else you want to talk
Nah,
about? Or?
I don't know. Just nothing else really. What about our games? I played some League this week, I guess. Or yeah.
Did you, is that what you played
Hots
this-
is popping, dude. Hots is coming back. Fuck League. What are you doing playing League?
Yeah, dude. Forget everything you know about MOBAs. Because you don't need any of that information to play HOTS.
You can be Hogger, dude. Does League of Legends have Hogger?
Right.
Hello?
I'll play some Heroes of the Storm with you sometime. I've played it before.
Deathwing? Is there Deathwing in League of Legends? I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
I've played Illidan and the one that mows down buildings.
Here, bro.
What's the one that mows down buildings? You can used to be able to disable towers.
Yeah, Sylvanas.
Yeah, Sylvanas. There's one other
I
one.
got a 5-person May Snowball the other day. So I'd make sure you guys stack up for me real nice tomorrow night. Yeah, so I guess we could promote that tomorrow night. I guess we're doing it tomorrow night.
Are we?
Yeah. I'm 90
Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, at whenever my friend gets home, probably 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern, right at siege time. Tim Allen and his real life friends versus Moreland and his internet gang of thugs. $4.20 a game. In-house 5v5, Heroes of the Storm. Only one person's good at it, and he's on Moreland's team.
Who, me?
Super.
He's
My
on
money's on
EU
Morrow.
ping.
Yeah, he is on EU ping.
I think Morrow's going to take it.
I think
Yeah, I'm going to make a lot of money off this.
I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at the competition. It should be some good fights and at least some good content.
Was that sarcasm?
No.
Got him! I finally got him once. I've been waiting that all stream.
Let's sign this out. Kerr, what do you got going on your stream this week, buddy? What's happening with you?
We're just chilling, man, trying to take advantage of these disto prices. Kind of debating on whether I keep clicking for the second pin black star or like save for pin accessories. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm about there too, man. That's where I'm at with my grind now. Moreland, what do you got going on this week?
I'm trying to sell this great sword so that I can finish enhancing my Kudum. No one will buy it. I think I have to min price it, dude.
Get Biohack to pick it up for you. He'll slap
Why
that
would he
bitch
want
pen.
it?
He'll slap it pen.
Bro, 14 bill is nothing to bio. Just get bio to buy it, dude.
Yeah, just get him to buy it. Have him do you a solid. You guys been homies
All right,
forever.
I'll get back.
I mean, you gave him 100 billion silver, right? Like,
That's true. I gave him 100 bill. That's correct.
Yeah. Was not earned.
For an item that's worth 120.
Potion Shop, you're gonna be a slave to PDO until the drops are done, yeah?
I'll be taking some time off. The longer drops go, the less I'll stream, right? But my plan for this next week is basically get C9 in my helmet. I want to get that knocked out. So before next podcast, I want to have C9. Right now, currently working on getting the Valencia storyline done for for some reason, and we got probably want to work on the HP journal a little bit. So maybe get HP journal done. We're working on the fourth one. It's like 4 billion silver for the fourth journal. So I'll probably work on that a little bit and try to get C9. That's about it. Nothing else. We have a new music album that'll be out maybe 2 weeks. Whenever.
Oh yeah, I heard it. Moreland, he did the Port Rat album. He's calling it Port Rat.
Hell yeah. It's all 4 letters, right?
This one's gonna be all 6 letters.
Oh, now I'm confused.
First one was
Yeah,
4, second one was 5, third one's gonna be 6.
How's it Port Rat then?
Yeah, wait.
Shouldn't it be Medea?
That's true. I should maybe rename it.
Yeah, well, Port Rat's 8.
Well, I'll rename it to Asian.
Whoa.
That will just be the entire name.
That's 5.
Asians, plural.
This is going worse and worse. This is getting worse and worse.
It is actually a Lunar New Year themed album, though. Jokes aside and everything, it is a Lunar New Year themed album. It was supposed to be, it was supposed to come out beginning of February, but just due to, long streams and everything, got pushed back. So that should be coming out maybe roughly about 2 weeks. I don't know the exact time, not a firm date.
Unironically, Twitch actually came out with a post on their Twitter yesterday saying that they're cracking down on anti-Asian discrimination on their platform.
It's apparently
What's happening to Asians?
It's apparently becoming a pretty big issue on the West Coast or something. There's something I don't remember. I have to go look up some information on it. But there's been an outbreak recently of like racism towards Asian people, unfortunately. So that's what they're cracking down.
There was like a leader of a main country that may have pinned the pandemic on a certain continent. So I think there's some.
China's not a continent, okay?
Well, racist people don't really fucking care. What
Is he talking about Donald Trump?
I don't, dude, that's such bullshit. We need to be able to be mean to the country of China. Just because they look different doesn't mean we can't be mean to them. They're still a fucking country. We can shit on France. We can shit on Germany. We should be able to shit on China too.
Moreland TV's opinion are his own. They do not represent Tim Allen or the podcast of Nerds and Words, but probably Potion Shops.
Whoa, wait, what? I wasn't paying attention.
Anyway, so on my channel this week, we are going to have absolutely no xenophobia or racism. And we are going to do some HOTS tomorrow after some BDO streaming. I haven't been playing BDO for a little while, so we'll get into that. And then y'all can watch me kick Moreland's ass with my real life friends in HOTS, and nobody's going to say any bad words on stream, and it's going to be a wonderful time. So make sure you tune in tomorrow night for that, and tomorrow for the main stream. And then throughout the week, I'm going to be milking the shit out of these drops and having a good time and trying out the new web servers and my new shiny armor that I one-tapped to try today. So make sure you smash it, subscribe buttons. It's Tim Allen 1337 for all the hottest new BDO content.
At least two of those were a lie. Which ones were they?
Can you let me do my fucking outro? I do a pretty good job of this.
Yeah, you're fine. Okay.
Me and shit. God damn it. On behalf of Kerr, Moreland TV, Potion Shop, and myself, Tim Allen 1337, this was Nerds and Words, episode 34. You can find us on Spotify. Potion Shop's doing an excellent job of uploading promptly, and you can also catch the video version of this on Potion Shop's YouTube video. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you want to catch it live on any of our Twitches, it is Fridays now. We're live on Fridays, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. That's 12 p.m. Pacific, Moreland. And thank you for listening or watching, and have an excellent week. We'll see you next week.